Welcome to the Monday edition of Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. My name is Kevin Barnes, and I am the host of Outlaw Radio, the militant with a microphone, mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer. Some people just call me the world-class smartass, though, to keep it real. I happen to be in the business of being an information slanger, right? So what I do is disseminate information to my people as much as possible. But I'm not alone. I do have my co-host here with me tonight, my brother, Mr. Carter. How you doing this evening?
Hey, I'm all right, y'all. Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the coach, teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama, there go the CMOS, man! Yeah,
y'all. There we go. Just how we start the show typically. Myself and my brother are on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever we cut this machine off, right? Like, so it's Outlaw Radio, everything goes. There is a number attached to the show. Actually, it's 262-202-5131. Once again, that's 262-202-5131. Share the show. That's all I really ask that you do. Share the show. If you so happen to want to hit the Cash App, it is streaming slowly across the bottom of the screen, as well as our sponsor, EPU Personal Defense, my brother Fletch, EPUSDS.com. EPU Personal Defense, EPUSDS.com. So if you want to rock with Fletch and learning how to do some self-defending, there you go. I see Jeff Crape in the chat room early and often. He said, "What up, bros? How you doing? Shout out to the Juice Lady. Shout out to Rail and the rest of the crew. I don't know if the Juice Lady will be here, but I think Rail had to handle some business. You know, dealing with that automobile shit, man, is real, especially when it's cold, right? So shout out to the brother, man. But yo, rock with us, man. Rock with us. Call in, get in the chat room. We're going to talk about a lot of different stuff tonight. This is just everywhere and nowhere at the same time. On Monday nights, we just unload, right? And there's so much to talk about. So, welcome to the show. Kamar, how was your weekend? No, we got to kick it off.
Man, my weekend was good, man, as always. I don't think I have bad weekends or even bad days, man. Like I'm not just talking shit for social media either, you know what I mean? But it's a perspective, man. You know what I mean? I feel like everything is a choice.
Yes, man. Yes. You know what? I hear you in that, but I still have bad days sometimes. Right? Sometimes I'm tested by life.
I get it.
Right. And so I'm still not elevated to that point. But I usually like to remind people that sometimes when you persevere, well, anytime, I shouldn't even say sometimes, anytime you persevere and stick it out and stand on, you know, I'm not going to say stand on business, but
stand on business.
I'm not going to say that. I'm saying stand, just stand. Right, like, you know, just stand up to whatever you're dealing with. It'll usually blow over. He said, "We got some H-Town shit today." You talking about some music? What are we talking about here? Ewok in the building. Ewok said, "What it do?" From AZ.
Hey, Kev, you know I get it. You know what I mean? People, we do have bad days, but you know, remember I told you, man. You know what I mean? Like if I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna lie to myself until I believe I'm having a good one. You know what I mean? I can't let myself sit there, man. But I get it. You know what I mean? Some days be worse than others. I just don't call them bad.
I just don't believe in lying to myself about anything. Like I have to see situations for what they actually are. In order for me to be able to, you know, maneuver, I got to say, okay, this is the real picture. This is what I'm looking at. Let me not gloss over any detail. That's part of the comeback to me. That's part of the get back. And you know what? Let me be strategic about this. Jeff Crape, he said Mattress Mac. Is this something you familiar with? I'm not following Mattress Mac.
No.
Shout out to Ben Clinton, man. Old school homie. He said, "What up, fellas? Good to see you today, man. It's good to see you too, Ben. I mean, virtually, but man, real brother right there. Real dude who I have known for a long time. Share the show and shout out to your brother Yule, man. Yule out here still working with the kids, coaching. Just seen him the other night when my son them destroyed brown deer. I'm kidding, but they did. Dion in the chat room, he said he about to jump on YouTube and rock with us. Hey, this is Outlaw Radio, man. Share the show, share the show, share the show. This is Milwaukee's thing, right? Like this is black. This is about black people in Milwaukee. What else would you want to hear, right? Like, I mean, if you're a foundational black American, why are you wasting time on anything except for this new black media that we have? We are writing and creating narratives every time we turn on our microphones. It's a great time to be alive. But yeah, man, shout out to all of y'all, man. I really appreciate the support. You have so many different things to choose from now. I'm glad you stopped here. Yeah, my weekend was smooth too, man. I'm still in mode of just kind of like chasing my son around, right? Like, so I have to take him to some practice here, take him to some. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm kid free. It seemed like I had my first child at like 27, but it seems like I've been a parent my whole life. So this is gonna be an interesting time. Shout out to Sean Moore and the game members live from the game room. I know they did the thing yesterday. I wasn't able to attend. But yeah, shout out to them. There's a lot going on that side too. 262-202-5131 is the number you can call. Let's get into some of what's what's hot on the news. Now, I want to take some credit for this, Kamar. I want to take some credit for this first thing. Because with this Killer Mike thing, with this scientists and engineers, upon first hearing it, remember, I played it on the show, right? Like, I was the first one to say, to me, this is the hip hop song of the year. You got more into the album. So I got to give you your credit on that end, saying, nah, I care about the whole album. But I was like, no, scientists and engineers. And I did listen to a lot of it. Nothing on there to me sonically was like that song. But Killer Mike, 3 Grammys, best rap song, best rap album, best rap performance, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't give much merit to the Grammys. I really don't care about their their award shows. We say that all the time. But it's an accolade is an accolade, and for him to be 50,
he said that. I watched the video. I watched the interview what he was doing, and he was saying that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was like, that's something we don't really pay too much attention to no more. You know what I mean? But when you look at the state of hip hop right now, you know what I mean? To be able to put an album together and get some kind of recognition
at 50 plus. I mean? At 50 plus, right?
You know what I'm saying? And at that age, man, oh my God, that's dope. And to talk about the shit he talked about, because it's a lot of controversial shit on that album. What he get into? It's
a grown-up album, and this is reflected by the point that the young, I guess he's the young hot podcaster out of New York or content creator. What is it, Kai Sinai or some Kai, whatever? And he says, he was watching it, and when they announced it, he said, who is he? I never heard that before in my life.
What a sucker.
He's a youngster, and see,
I'm just talking shit, man.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is if you take like a lot of young rock fans, they're familiar with the OG rock and roll singers, right? Like blues. If you're gonna get into the blues, you got to know the forefathers of the blues. You can't just jump in on this new blues. You got to know about ZZ Hill and Johnny Taylor and all them Muddy Waters. You got to know about all of that. BB King, Albert King. If you say, I grew my father and them, that's what they bump. I'm a funk baby, but that's what they bump. So R&B cats who love R&B know the classic R&B, but for some reason, new rappers don't respect what has come before them. So I get it though. It's still kind of regional. It's just another example of the New York bias. And that's what's always been New York's problem. And they don't, a lot of times, remember when we had Geechee Dan on here from Sirius XM, Rock the Bells Radio. And he's from New York. He's from Queens. And he talked about New York's bias. And he was saying how a lot of dudes in New York can't understand nothing that doesn't come from New York. But big ups for Killer Mike, though. You know, I'm happy. Of course, he went to jail afterwards, right?
Yeah.
A real live Negro moment.
Hey, but you know what though? Like when you listen to his album, you know what I mean? You would know, like, yeah, that's him too. You know what I'm saying? That's him too. He ain't for that fuck shit either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's aggressive.
I mean, you know what I mean? That's all of us, man. You know, we do this work. We do work on ourselves, but and no matter how much work you do, it's always something else to work on, man. You know what I mean? Like I could conquer all the stuff that get me upset right now. But once I figure this out, it's gonna be some more shit for me to figure out.
Pop up on you.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeff, I can't click on this website you putting up right now. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Ben said Nas just won. Nas, I mean, you know, Nas is Nas, right? Like I'm just see when you start to examine once again, you have to know the history, start to examine the regional aspect of hip hop, right? Like, so I look at the rapper who we had given accolades, D1. I believe he's from New Orleans or something like that, and he was critical of a lot of rappers, and we agreed with him to a certain point. But then when he comes out and says anybody who made trap music, glorified the trap, glorified selling drugs, glorified, you know, being a womanizer, you shouldn't be considered legendary. And I'm like, well, hold on. You taking nobility a little bit too far. Hip hop nobility, right? Because you can't tell me Scarface is not a legend. You can't tell me Cube is not a legend. You know, even down there, you can't tell me T.I. is not a legend. So I think he was a little bit, you know, you're getting a little too conservative, bro. This ain't church music, right? This is hip hop, right? So, did you see his comments? Because you know
I get where he. I mean, I hear him. You know what I mean, and to an extent, I get where he coming from. To an extent, you know, because okay, if you feel a certain type of way about something, you got the right to say your piece about it. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'd have to hear the whole thing. You know what I mean? To hear the whole context. Like maybe he was talking about a lot of the newer rappers nowadays. You know what I mean? Because see, you can't really speak on the past, the people who got it to where it is now, because he wouldn't even be able to do what he do.
The context is not lost.
Didn't do what they did, huh?
The context ain't lost. I got the whole clip up in the People's News Network. You can hear the whole thing. He's saying absolute. He's speaking in absolutes. He's not saying, he's not categorizing it, saying, just the new people. And I get what you're saying about you got the right to say something. But I think one of the problems is nowadays, everybody say whatever they want. And some of the shit you can just keep to yourself. Like, I mean, it's his opinion. So right on to him. Ewok on the line.
You know what I mean?
Ewok, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm all good, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. The weather was good and shit, man. You know, I wanted to put a steak on the grill today, but shit, I didn't have no charcoal and motherfucking lighter fluid, and I didn't feel like doing all that extra activity and shit. But the New York cats though, man, they feel like that all they got to do is fart on a microphone and they shit dope. You know what I'm saying? To put it in the nutshell. Motherfucker, everybody heard a fart before. That New York sound, they need to get a different motherfucking style or something. Y'all all sound the same. And I love them New York cats, man. Method Man and Red, them some of my guys and shit, you know, some of the Cameron shit. I mean, I like New York rap, but they feel like that they just got the throne no matter what they put out, and ain't nobody can compare to them. You know what I'm saying? They can fart and they shit don't stink, and they the kings of whole rap. Just because you start something and it started there, it don't mean you own it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, slaves, you know, it's Black History Month. Slaves didn't know how to read and shit, but motherfucker, sooner or later, a nigga learned how to pick up a book, and they was like, oh, this shit say, the monkey ran around the tree. Shit get greater, you know? Shit expand, shit gets greater, and everybody get a chance to put their voice into it. they act like it's all theirs. And some of them be whacked in the motherfucker and shit, and they still be giving out credit. And like I said, I think I saw you say earlier on Facebook or on your page, they talking about every time you mention the greatest storyteller, they say Slick Rick. Now that Pat Jai motherfucker had the children's story and shit. That was dope. But come on, man, consistently telling stories, you can't consistently put that man in the top 5 storytellers. They not even trying to see who else is dope or whatnot. You know, I'm gonna let you respond to that, Kev. Give me 2 seconds, and I'm gonna get off of here. The dude that was talking about Houston, he was talking about Mattress Mac. He's a furniture dealer down there in Houston. Willie D was talking about earlier, and Mattress Mac had one of his commercials where he's pouring Sprite into a cup with some candy and shit, like he was making lean and shit.
Okay.
So that's what the man was talking about.
Okay,
but,
thank you.
I unloaded everything and shit. You know, I know you can handle it, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and decipher it and see what you do.
First, okay, shout out to you, Ewok, because you just made a couple different interesting points. So thank you. First, let me catch the chat room. You're right, Nas. Nas did win, Ben, and I get what you're saying. He's 50 plus, right? So you're right. Last year, you're right. I get you, Ben. I get what you're saying. Carl Pfeiffer, in the chat room, man. Oh my God, what up, family? How you doing, man? What's happening with you? Supposed to get Carl on here. Jeff is asking what Killer Mike went to jail for. Apparently, allegedly, it was some sort of misdemeanor battery, and from what they're saying now, I guess he had some sort of altercation with a security guard. We'll get into it. Juice Lady in the building. How you doing tonight, Courtney?
Oh, well. How are y'all? Look, it's 7:46. I'm right on time. Yeah.
You're not on time. Okay, but how you doing?
Before I came on, we really need like a doorbell sound. So before you let me on, because we know I'm gonna be late, it should be like ding dong. You know what I'm saying? Be me.
I think the buzzer will suffice.
Why
I think it works pretty well for you because you're always late and you say you're on time. So yeah, this is perfect for you, right? Oh, how was your weekend, Courtney?
It was decent. It was all right. My granny died, so we having a funeral this weekend. You know,
wow.
She
Condolences.
was so people be sad and be like, oh no, and everybody screaming and but it's like, fam, she was 90. How old did we want her to be? And if she wasn't, especially if you're not functioning and moving and grooving and living your life and you got Alzheimer's, like what do we want? Do we want her to keep living like that, just not moving, laying in the bed? I don't know. So
I would agree with you that after a certain age, a funeral is less. It shouldn't be as tear jerking, right? Like, so my grandmother was, some people said, over 100 years old when she died, and though I was sad, it wasn't the same kind of sadness, of my other grandmother who had died when I was 10, right? And she was in her 60s. It was like, oh no, grandmama died. But it was more of a celebratory thing when my father's mother died, because people were just telling stories and everybody was laughing. Like, there was some, church elements, but you're right. When, it's like, okay, like for real, somebody got to, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. She 96, fam.
Like, they doing that hollering and screaming. If she happens to pass before any of her siblings, I'm definitely gonna have security. And if they get to screaming, I'm getting niggas escorted out. We're not doing it. We're not hollering, and we're not, and that's what I'm expecting to hear this weekend. And I'm not really excited for it,
Some people would say that's kind of selfish of you, Courtney. Like, it ain't about you. Right?
He ain't say don't do it. She said, Courtney, then she damn near agreed. Like, well, yeah, just have them escort her out nicely. See, so she damn near did it. So yeah.
Oh no, I was pretty
hollering and screaming and all.
I didn't holler and scream at my mom's funeral, but I was pretty hurt. Right, so I just remember that. Rest in peace to your grandmother.
Thank you.
Yeah. I still got people in the chat room. Y'all right. Face, come on, man. I think with Face's Tiny Desk concert, I think he solidified that these old cats, and listen, statistically, like the classic rappers from the golden era right now are touring America and filling arenas. A lot of these young artists can't fill arenas. They can't fill rooms. So these dudes is really getting money now. Like, why you think it's funny? But I will say to what Ernest was talking about with the New York bias. I mean, you understand that the origination of, what we know as hip hop or rap was in New York, right? And so I think they deserve the right to be a little biased, Kamar. I think if you look at how this whole culture was put together and they were the ones who really set the ball in motion, I feel like they got a right to be biased. I'm surprised when one of them is not, right? Like if you grew up on the West Coast, you know some New York rap, but you're biased for West Coast rap. Like no matter what you say, West Coast music sounds better. So
that's just what it is. Wherever you at, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be more biased to where you at.
That's right. And so you just got to look at them and just, I thought that
let them do their thing, B.
It's one of them things too where we know a lot of young people ain't listening to Killer Mike because Killer Mike is rapping.
Yeah.
No auto tune, no.
Right.
He's making points. He's he's making a lot of sense, and young cats just ain't there right now. It's like, nah, man. I want to hear some trap music, some drill music.
I mean, y'all being Midwesterners, so which way do y'all flow? I mean, when y'all think about music, are y'all more East Coast or West Coasters? Because I know my brother growing up, he used to play a lot of East Coast. It was like he played some Snoop and stuff, but it was a lot of Locks and Jada Kiss, and it was.
I don't know how you could be.
I got favorites all over.
Okay.
I got favorites all over the country. You know what I mean? Everybody, like, they all had their run. You know what I'm saying? That we got a chance to get a kick out of. Everybody did. East Coast, West Coast, South. You know what I'm saying? And then you talk about eras. You know what I mean? What era would be your favorite? You know what I'm saying? Versus which side? You know what I'm saying? Which era?
Kev, you looking like you got a side, like you trying
to. And for me, the era would be the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, the 90s.
See, I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know how you could be a hip hop fan and not be familiar with East Coast rap or hip hop because that's where it comes from. We all originally were East Coast fans. I mean, I'm old, so I'm going all the way back to Houdini and Run DMC and Crush Groove. Like, I'm like a little kid listening. In my teens, I found the West Coast and the South. And I would say my preference for rap music would be West Coast rap and then the South. I mean, I like the East, but the East ain't been the East in 35 years. You had DMX, people say Jay-Z and all that. Right? I mean, so I would prefer the West, but I like East Coast rap. I mean, shit, we talking about Rakim and Kane and Kool G Rap and Nas, all them dudes. They was all dope. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why they can't embrace other regions. Like, if you don't like Ice Cube, to me, that says a lot about you. If you be like, oh, I never fuck with Cube, I'd be like, you probably a mark.
Right.
You probably a mark, man. You probably a mark.
Dion, you had a horrible childhood.
Right. I feel sorry for your mother. Dion, what's good, man? You with me still? He didn't call in and don't know he called in. What's going on?
No, this is Jeff, bro.
Oh shit! I thought this was Dion. What's happening, Jeff? What's good with you? Damn, I got to get my numbers straight.
What's happening, man? Like when y'all talking about some genres of rap, man. Only thing I want to speak on with that, man. I grew up in the Midwest with Kev, like I said, man. Like he said, like everybody grew up on East Coast, bro. That's what it was. But man, when the West Coast came out, man, all that shit was cool, bro. But man, the South hit like 8 Ball, MJG, Ghetto Boys, all them, man. And I'm in Milwaukee listening to this. But the thing was this, man, like everybody learned their own thing because this shit wasn't on the radio, bro. You had to learn it kind of word of mouth, man. You couldn't pick up the radio and listen to the hardcore shit, bro. Like NWA, Scarface, Ghetto Boys. Man, my introduction to if you want to call it gangster rap, man, it was when Q split from NWA, and then Q put out an album, Face put out an album, Ghetto Boys had this album, man, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I think
G,
Kamar
Cool
made a
Key. They
Kamar
forgot
made a
about Cuckoo Cal. They forgot
Kamar made
about
a. Hold on, Jeff.
motherfucking Baby Drew.
Hold
You
on, Jeff.
know,
Hold on.
Ice Moan. It was
Can
different.
he not hear me? Jeff, hold on a second. Kamar made a good point about eras and genres. Everybody's not a fan of gangster rap. Everybody, and you talk about the East Coast, it's boom bap, the old shit.
Right.
Like even now, everybody's not a fan of drill music. Like my son, he don't necessarily like drill music. He likes Rod Wave though. A lot of drill music dudes think Rod Wave is bullshit, right? Like so. Dion, you on the line? What's popping, man?
Man, you gave me the fast signal, man. I'm riding. I'm coming from up here.
Hold on, Jeff. Hold on. Go ahead, Dion.
Yeah, you gave me the back signal. I'm coming from 41 up here, coming from De Pere, Wisconsin. So let me call my nigga, man. But you know what though? Now I heard you say I fuck with Q, but I don't fuck.
Okay.
You know, I like No Vaseline and some of the Predator and stuff. Like I agree with what Bull said. It has to go on what area you come from, the genre. Like the East Coast, like you know what I'm saying. Like don't get me wrong, like Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. I ain't listening to Eric B. and Rakim, Slick Rick Harris one. They had about 7 or 8. You know, Big L, he died before his time. Every now and then the East Coast would come out with somebody. The West didn't really have nobody but Spice One, Steve-O, and some of the other rappers, But when that 97 was make them say,
Hey, who am I got on the phone right now?
Oh my
we talk about Spice One. He forgot about like Steve-O, bro.
Oh, I like Spice.
Steve-O.
Yeah, Steve-O. Yeah, Steve-O was the shit. Like, as far as the Texas, like Gangsta Nip, Willie D.
Gangsta Nip, bro. There you go, man. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But when Master P came out, matter of fact, I'm gonna go all the way back.
No Limit was garbage. No Limit was trash.
Hold on.
No Limit was
trash.
No Limit.
I'm gonna go before No Limit with A.
You gonna say, hold on. Wait. Dion, you gonna say you mess with Cube and you don't, and then say, no. Hold on. We can't all talk at once. You can't. We all can't talk at once. Hold on, Dion. You can't say you don't. You kind of rock with Cube, but then you like No Limit. How could you like No Limit and not mess with Cube? No Limit was garbage. Like, come on, man.
But see, you gotta also understand where I was at the time in my life when No Limit them came out though. I'm out there. I'm related to everything people talking about. We came from 4-5 to down there on Waco on 12th Street. We grinding hard, you know what I'm saying? Then when Cash Money, when Cash Money came out, like for Sister Dirty, I don't really like Outkast. Their first album was good to me, but after that they lost.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Like Goody Mob's first album was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't like T.I. His first album was good. I feel like when niggas be hungry.
Guys, man, fight me. Best group of all time, UGK, fight.
Hold
on, bro.
We ain't gonna fight nobody, but we're gonna start muting people. Y'all can't talk.
I'm capping, bro. I'm just saying, UGK,
I know, but it gets chaotic when people talk over each other. We got to make sure we're
not. No, I let bro talk, and when he say something, I mute up. You know what? I only like they first one. I ain't gonna lie. That Ride Dirty with the diamonds.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what got. I like
back off the line. Let y'all do the show, bro.
I like Pimp C because Pimp C, he show little skits from Pimp C, and Pimp C said the bitch said you fat. He's like, bitch, my pocket's fat. Now what you gonna do? I like a nigga that can jack his slacks and talk real good with a slick tongue on him. You understand what I'm saying? So I can relate to Pimp C on that. I like his music too, but I'm just not really hearing Bun to be like, okay, Bun cold. It's a lot of niggas that love Bun though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's just like with Killer Mike.
All this is regional. All this is regional music. You name it. It's all, and you talking about you're letting us know you prefer the South. I think that's what Dion is trying to let us know.
I love, Okay, I love the dirty. That's just like it's some nigga out of Kansas City, Tech 9. Like, what the fuck is he? I can't even tell you one song in my life depending on it what he sung.
No.
And some other nigga used to wear a Doom mask. Like, I don't listen to that type of shit.
He's actually from New York. MF Doom is from New York, though.
I like him. I like
MF was he
Yeah,
had some
you know,
lyrics.
like
He had some lyrics. He was
yeah.
lyrical.
yeah, like when I'm riding, I'm listening to Dolph 100%. One like really like 99.9. I'm listening to Dolph. I love Dolph, like man, like real life. I love that nigga like I knew that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like
A lot of
no
people,
cap, man.
a
You know,
lot of
for real though. I don't fuck with none of Chicago rappers. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm on some gang shit with them. Like, I know it sound weird, but I
It's
don't
very
fuck with Lil
weird.
Durk. Him, you know.
It's very
Yeah, I
weird.
know I don't fuck with Lil Durk. I'm a gangster. They BDs. I got niggas as BDs, so fuck the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Dirk, Bond, none of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with that music. But like you said, I love the dirty, man. I love the dirty. And the dirty get it. The dirty got it. They hold it down. They've been holding it down since mid '90s. I mean,
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna have to
95,
cut you
96.
off. I'm gonna have to
And
cut you
why?
off.
You don't like the dirty. You don't
I'm
like
not
the dirty.
I'm not feeling your conversation
you
right
know,
now.
Dion
I
is
was a girl laughing though. She ain't got nothing to do with this though, bro. No, I'm
She's
just
on
fucking
the
with you.
show.
Hey, Courtney.
She on the
Hey,
show.
Courtney.
hey,
I'm trying to make Courtney a victim though. I'm still gonna get you one day though. Don't say ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. What up, fool? I wanted to bring my people down there to the Sherman Phoenix.
Hey,
I'm gonna hang up though, Kev, and I'm gonna finish listening because I got some. Remember, I brought that issue to you last week about what was going on in my job.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
let
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
finish talking about the rap. I know I'm gonna
There
let
we go.
that ain't the time for it right now because I know you would switch it up and talk about something else, and then I call back and elaborate on that about how these white folks know they slick as grease. But I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna finish listening to you talk about Cube and all them garbage. That's in that time though.
Is it just me or do Dion got the longest outros ever?
yo,
He
Well,
like the
I'm gone.
he like the pastor when he keeps saying, "I know I'm gonna let y'all out in a minute." He's just gonna keep on going for another
Hey.
hour. All right, man. All
Shout
right.
out to Miss Jenkins. Shout out to Miss Jenkins. Love, bro.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Courtney, I gotta let you in here because I don't know. You gotta get your mic, your audio. It goes in and out when somebody's talking,
Dion,
and I can't hear you.
we know that Dion is just like an old young nigga. That's what I call them when they old, but they were doing young nigga shit. Riding around listening to Dolph all day. He Philly ain't shit talking about fuck Bond, fuck. He just an old young nigga.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Listen, I almost said, y'all out there agree with me or not. 262-202-5131 or get in the chat room. I almost said I feel like I'm too young to be listening to Dolph. Like I really do, because it's like me talking to a 19-year-old and he's like telling me about life. And I'm like, bro, you 19. I mean, he's 22. Like I just don't find value in it. But I mean, that's what's good about rap. And like I said, it was a good look last night for Killer Mike. And big ups to anybody who want to still do it. You can do it, man, but do it right, like uniquely. Don't just try to sound like young dudes. Because you look stupid if you old trying to auto-tune. I'm so far behind in my chat room. Let me catch this. I think Jeff is in Houston, Texas. So shout out to Jeff. He was trying to get in on really acknowledging the South too. But when you got Jeff and Dion on the line, he's
holy shit.
right. not a word edgewise. It's like, and them dudes' voices come through the speaker like a hammer, at least in my headphones. I'm like, damn.
That's how them phone conversations would be with Dion. Like, you call Dion and he'll just talk. You ain't gotta say nothing. He's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, all right, then look, I'm gonna call you back later. You be like, okay.
Dion is like that in real life.
Yeah.
Fuck a phone conversation. He's like that in real life.
What?
Man, I done been around him. He's a funny dude. You're right, man. Faces the goat of to me, Faces always been my second all time behind Tupac. Faces, man, is unbelievable. So I don't know, but we all got our own flavors. Shane Krumah on the line. He said, "Peace, Outlaws." This is Shane Krumah from the Mile High Income and Migrant Flooded City. Frontline Black News, the revolutionary agenda in Shabaka's Black Experience Enhance. He says, "What's up, Juice Lady?" He's big up in the Juice Lady. He said, "Killer Mike didn't go to jail. That's cap." Okay, well, that's what it said on the that's what it said on every major news outlet.
To me, I felt like, what if that was just done at some old, I be feeling like when it comes to Hollywood and shit like that, they'll do some shit just to embarrass niggas, give you an award, you feel like you won. Nigga, nah, we finna show you going to jail. That's finna be the headline. Not you winning, you getting arrested. I just be feeling like some shit just be staged just to make niggas look bad. Because I'm just like, how
he's a rapper. I mean, you just gave him album sales by taking him to jail at the Grammys after he gets his award. He's streaming. His streaming is through the roof now, especially for people who say who.
Right.
I bet you they know who he is now.
He won an award and he went to jail.
I think they was gonna look him up anyway just because he won, but you think just because he got arrested that added to it.
That's part of being a rapper. What do rappers do? That's what the fuck
they go to jail. Rappers
or get shot. Or get shot. Right? Like if he'd have walked out of the award show and somebody shot him in his ass, pow! Records would have went through the roof. They shot Killer Mike. It was a conspiracy. He said, Earl Henning, how you doing, my brother? He says, great day, my beautiful people. Man, how you doing? How you doing? Jeff said he actually met Face in 2022. And he says, bro is deep. Okay. BT in the chat room, how you doing, Byron? He said, let them do their thing, B. I think everybody should have a right. Like, I don't like No Limit and Cash Money and all that kind of stuff, but I respect other people's. Like he said, where he was at the time. I wasn't in the dope. I wasn't selling dope, riding around listening to Master P.
Cash Money in the Army, but he had a Navy. What you mean, Cash?
You selling a whole lot of dope, riding around listening to Master P, cooking dope up in the kitchen, listening to ghetto dope, like cooking like this.
any action that I had like that, I was listening to UGK. Or like back in the days, listening to goddamn Ghetto Boys and shit. I wasn't when the Master P thing, I wasn't. And Cash Money, I just chose not to listen to. I was in the streets, I just wasn't listening to that shit.
That was UGK, was your theme music. That was your background.
Man, Riding Dirty, man. And that album, man, I'm telling you, some real trips, right? Like out of state shit like that, without incriminating myself. I'm just saying, like, you know, yeah. I just didn't dig their music, Kamar. It just wasn't my. I had a friend, one of my.
Right, but you know, but you know, that's what I said. Like, it depends what you was doing at the time. You know, Master P and them, they came out way later than UGK. You know what I'm saying? So, like, later on down the timeline,
that was later on.
I was even older. Like, this was by the time Master P and them come out. Like, I done grew to where I got dope houses and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was different.
But 96,
so, you know what I mean? I was around, like, you listening to the UGK, the 8 Balls, and
that too, yeah.
I'm just saying, I was just around still when the Master P's start flooding through. You know what I mean? Then the Hot Boys came, and I wasn't never really no Hot Boys fan.
We wasn't even, you know what, Kamar? I'm pretty sure I can find 9 or 10 things that we probably did have in common listening to. I just didn't like No Limit.
Definitely,
it wasn't just did. And then the whole thing is 96, 97, that is really when Pete blows up.
Yeah, and that's what I said.
That's Riding Dirty though. That's that whole super tight era. That's some real shit. Let me catch the chat room. Hold on, Kamar. He says, I'm most definitely West Coast bias and Dirty South bias. I didn't like East Coast hip hop until I got older. There wasn't nothing else when I was little. So all you had was Run DMC and Houdini. Midwestern are universal. Yeah, because you know, Midwest is
that's what we were saying earlier. You know what I mean? We got songs from the East Coast, we got motherfuckers from the South who we love, we got motherfuckers from the West who we love, because shit, we caught all the action.
Right.
But during the real height though, Milwaukee was South and West Coast biased. Like a lot of dudes here wasn't East Coast dudes.
Right, you're right.
There was mostly
right. It was like the East Coast was like you go to the club, that's where you catch the East Coast.
It was old school shit.
That's where you hear the East Coast. You know what I mean? Like the Puff Bad Boy and them, you know what I mean? Like you go to the club, that's where you hear them. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, you know, even when it came to like social media, you know, my teenage years when social media was beginning, you know, us as far as Milwaukee used to always get into it with like motherfuckers in New York. Like as a city, as a city of young teenagers on social media, we would be into it with a whole bunch of New Yorkers. Like that's wild.
Shout out to them though. I'm glad they, you know, that's what's up. A lot of people, I like some of it. Ewok says part of my point about New York is that they are delusional at times. It's bigger than just bias. I'm not going to argue with you. Pear says the golden era was my favorite. Mine's as well. I don't think anything touches 90s rap. So that's just, I'm old though, once again. And like Kamar said, a lot of that stuff was in my headphones when I was moving around, just constantly, or in my car when I'm driving around. So,
hey, I just talked on something like what I just realized. Like that was the club was the only time I listened to East Coast music. I never went and bought East Coast music. I didn't really listen to it riding around in my car. But when I went to the club, that was the club music. That's where the East Coast was at. You know what I mean? Rockefeller and them, Bad Boy, they was popping in the clubs.
You're right. He said it's boom bap. Yeah, that's East Coast.
I know that's it though. That's the only person I can think of that I actually purchased besides DMX. No.
Once again, though, I came up. So KRS, X Clan, all that Big Daddy, Kane, the Juice Crew, Cool G Rap. I bought all that shit when I was a teenager. Gangstar, Brand Nubians. I was into that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I because I loved all the music. But once Quick and them came out, I was like, oh shit.
What made you love music? Did your mom or dad used to play music around the house? What got you into music? Like my mama didn't play music around the house. So
my father played the guitar. So he would play the guitar and sing the blues. It's funny. He would do that. But like you said, it was by that time they were saved when I came along. But all their records from their party days, Al Green and all that stuff was still there. So I used to listen to that. But then church music, damn, I'm a PK. You know, I was in church every Sunday, right? So choir, right? Like I know my mom and them had the old school church albums too, the Mighty Clouds of Joy and Blind Boys from Alabama and all that. Like y'all think I'm lying, man? Reverend Clay Evans, like they played records with church music on it, man.
I got into music with my mom and them. Like my mother, she had the weekend party spot in West Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like everybody, it's the party spot. You know what I mean? So the music was always going. That was all the Kool and the Gangs, all the old good shit. You know what I mean? So that's how I got hip to all the old school music.
Yep.
And wound up going back to it when hip hop started changing.
Yeah.
That's another thing rap music made us do because of sampling. A lot of us got familiar with the original song. Because I used to go in the liner notes. If I heard a dope beat and that's a sample, I'm gonna find out who's the original song and I'm gonna find it. That's how I got on Parliament at a young age. Like, oh shit, this shit is cold. I don't know what the fuck they talking about, but it's cold. Shout out to Mac Mall, who was on the show, Ben. I put that interview up on my Facebook page. Mac Mall was a dope dude.
That was a good interview.
He was, and I hollered at him afterwards. It was a cool cat, man. E40, of course. Some people just now start liking E40. They say, you know, back in the days, I think he was a little too much for him, but we was on that shit. That's why when Deion said he's not a lot of rappers, not on the West Coast, I'm like, what you talking about? The whole Bay Area, and then
the whole Bay Area, man. They had a whole run on there.
That he said SIBO.
That wasn't even like considered the West Coast. They had their own
Bay Area. That's really where Tupac came from, right? Yep. That's who really put him on their backs, like
Master P too.
Yeah. Stop bringing up Master P.
Well, I'm just saying, you know. We just talking about the significance of the Bay Area. You know what I mean? And how he just referenced Master P. Yeah. And like Master P really got his move out of
Richmond, California. Area. Yeah, Richmond. But you know, the whole thing, when you start to understand music, right? If you get in the way I got really into it at a point where I was reading Source magazines and all that shit, trying to do it in the studio with my guys. If you listen to the Bay Area, Mike Mosley, Sam Bostic, them dudes had a sound. E40 them call it mob music. That shit used to be. Well, if you had some 15s or some speakers in your shit, you'd be like, oh, this shit sound good. Milltown Mikey Davis, what it do, family? How you doing? He said No Limit was fucking garbage.
Oh.
Tell it like it is, Mikey. Paris said No Limit was not garbage, Kev. Mystical had an I think the album Ghetto D, his Master P's first album, well, major album, was okay. But it seemed like he was always trying to sound like other artists. Like when Face did The Diary, which people don't even understand how dope it is, then P came out trying to sound like Face. He always tried to sound like Tupac, right? It was just like this shit feels generic. It seemed generic to me.
How you know he just wasn't sounding like himself, Kev?
He wasn't. He's copying their cadence. He changed his voice trying to sound like Face because of what Face did on Seen a Man Die, Seen a Man Cry.
He did do a lot of that.
Yeah, he would. I'd be like, "What is dude doing? Like, what are you doing? You know, somebody else did that, right?" Outkast was
I'll
dope.
tell you this. Master P and them wouldn't have been Master P and them without Beats by the Pound.
Absolutely. If you know the music, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? They
If you
wouldn't.
know-
They wouldn't.
and
Have,
when
they
they
wouldn't
left,
have went
what
as far
happened?
as they went without Beats by the Pound.
And what happened when they left? When P wouldn't pay him? What happened? His music went.
A rap.
Yeah, you're right. Outkast was dope. You know, Outkast is a crazy thing now when you look at it, because I would agree with Dion on that. Southern Playalistic was one of the best albums you ever heard in your life. That shit is unmatched.
Man.
Then it kind of dwindled, right? Like, because it was a whole different direction with AT Aliens, and then it just got plain out weird, where Andre had on like blonde wigs and shit and like fur ski shorts. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So you're right. But there was still some quality music there. It just wasn't as dope as the shit you know, that they started out with. Goody Mob the same way. It just kind of, how many times can you flip the coin though? Like after a while, you done used all your tricks. That's what Kamar was talking about with runs. Like rappers got a window of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And you get hot, and for normally it's about 4 or 5 years, and then you be like, "What happened to so and so?"
Right.
Back
and
in
one thing I
Detroit,
gave Master P is he was a smart nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He understood that run and he made the most out of it.
He capitalized, and
You
then
know what I'm saying?
he declared bankruptcy so he wouldn't ever have to pay anybody, and walked with his money. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, or did he pay people and they just didn't manage it right?
Nah, if you listen at him, you listen at them, they were employees, they worked for him. He had a cool system, because you would get a car, you would get a house, and all of that. But like even Beats by the Pound, he refused to pay him, and so when they dipped, he just filed bankruptcy.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, well, you don't want to share that money.
You gotta pay.
Said my G is on something. Oh, he's talking about Dion. UGK RP Pimp C. That's man. I'm UGK alumni. I don't care what nobody say. And like everybody's making such good points about hip hop. You remember where you were. So from Too Hard to Swallow all the way up until that last double album, which to me was the shit. It was like one of the best things they ever did. I was just a tremendous UGK fan. Not because Pimp C talked, because Pimp C did talk a lot of shit, but I just thought musically, dude was out of this world. Jeff said, "Do or Die." Do or Die had a minute. Do or Die had a moment there, you know. He said, "Eh." That's Rail like Rail. That's who Rail like. Rail like Do or Die. He like that.
See, you know that Do or Die. I wasn't in that era.
Yes, you was. We were both in that era.
I didn't like Do or Die.
Oh, you was there. You just didn't like it. How I was with Master P. Like I was there. I just didn't like it. Right. I get you. Tech 9. I don't know much about him. The dude from KC. Regime. Yeah, of course. Yeah. West Coast. Milton. Mikey said, "Cut dude off." Kevin Barnes. I don't like to cut people off, but you got to be nice. Right, we can't bully each other on the microphone. Seagram, Big Mello, he's naming all of the dudes from the 90s. All of them. Right? He's naming all of them. Lord 32, rest in peace, man. I see you. He said hey Jeff, you was talking. Jeff called me after the show and just talked all night. I was like, man, this nigga don't gotta go to work in the morning. Let me see. Tariq Nasheed talked to him yesterday after he got his award. You did. Okay. You talked to Tariq. That'll be a very interesting conversation with Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed be singing like he's smacking when he talking. It always throws me off. Have you ever listened to Tariq Nasheed talk and he just kind of be like, I'd be like, what's up with this brother, man? Like,
no, I ain't never peeped that.
Just listen to him talk.
I just never peeped it.
Yes, it's very unnerving to me. I'm like, why is he doing that? Uh, your life will be the rap music you take in, any music you take in. My daddy would tell you where he was when Sam Cooke died, right? And how sad he was. That was his Tupac. That broke his heart. I remember I was riding. I'll come home from work. I said, damn, like that. So yeah, Mama Jenkins in the chat room, how you doing? She said, good evening, my outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do. Better late than never. Whatever this bug that's going around, I wish it would run its course in my home. Anyway, the city is finally tearing down those raggedy ass houses, leaving an
Mama
empty
Jenkins, I
in the
put my
hood.
number in the I put my number on your comment last time. All you got to do is call me. I'll pull up on you. 414-949-2122.
I skipped ahead. I'm trying to catch up, y'all. I'm trying to catch up. Damn. I'm way behind in this chat room.
Behind, Kevin. The fact that it feel like you're going so slow to catch up, you feel?
Well, normally people would be proactive like yourself and just kind of be in there, but tonight you just sleep at the wheel. So
play back. I'm hitting like. I'm liking.
Oh yeah, who is that? Top Authority dating family.
I'm liking and loving.
Let me catch up. I'm just gonna catch up. John Fletcher said he lived in Queens in the mid '90s. He said it hit different if you was there. I could imagine. Yeah, that's why that shit is the stories of lore. That's why they keep movies coming out about the shit that happened. Money bag yo. Earl Henning said money bag yo. Y'all surprising me with y'all rap choices.
Hey man.
He said I had FUBU gear when they was just selling hats and t-shirts because you were out east. Okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
Huh? I'm just trying to catch up. Courtney.
I'll read the comments, Kev. Come on.
Let me see. Ruben Anderson, what's good? How you doing, my brother? How you doing? Ernest Walker said a biased man is sometimes a blind man. Jeff is going crazy with artists. I'm summing it up, Courtney. Give me a second. You're right, Kamar. Jesse's agreeing with you. Beats by the Pound made No Limit good. They did. They gave him a sound. Perry said he's also a UGK alumni. Kangs was the shit too. Damn, everybody's going crazy. Damn, I see people love hip hop. Dion said, man, I mess with Do or Die and Crucial Conflict. That's some shit that I can see you listening to, Dion, honestly. Just because you try like that.
Conflict either.
I wasn't, Kamar, that was, not my flavor either. But I'm not from Chicago.
Right.
I'm not from Chicago.
I get it. I mean, I don't knock it. You know what I mean? I just didn't rock with it.
Sonia Thrower, hello, everyone. Listen, I'm glad I got y'all all in here because I want to change this a little bit. Mama Jenkins said she'll hit you in the morning. You are much needed. How you doing? Ocean Shira died. I'm caught up. There you go, Juice Lady. Because I want to move into some other stuff. Of course, we got to do some socio-political stuff. But I don't know why black people refuse to deal with Eminem. Right? Like everybody gets canceled from shit they said 50 years ago. Everybody's taking the task. Puffy's on trial. R. Kelly's in jail. Eminem said nigger and black bitches ain't shit and black girls are dumb 20 years ago. And you still got black people who will fight tooth and nail about his place in hip hop. For some reason, he went and dissed Benzino, right? If you don't know who Benzino is, he owned the Source magazine back in the days and he tried to rap. He had a bunch of groups. And he tried to diss Eminem back in the days. He was the one who released the CD with the Source magazine with a copy of Eminem's songs on there where he was talking racist shit about black women. His answer was, I had broken up with a black girl and I was upset. And black people said, it's all good because you can rhyme. And so he just come and try to diss Benzino again just recently after 20 some odd years. People are like, why? If you know, Coi Leray, who is the little female rapper, is Benzino's daughter. And so their relationship is, if you're in the Podverse, you know about all of the background. I don't really keep up on it, but it's not some shit I talk about on the show. Benzino went in the studio with somebody and made some music, and he just tore Eminem's ass up. So now the controversy is like people are like, damn, Eminem is supposed to be this great dude, but he don't got to respond because he's this GOAT and Benzino's not. But I'm like, if this white boy said a bunch of racist shit, I don't care how many black people he hangs around, he needs to be taken to task for it. Now, don't get me wrong. I know most black people don't buy Eminem records anyway. So it's just the black rappers that I see. And I get it. They're you know, it's a you know, fraternity. I get it. We're hip hop, we're lyricists, we're rappers.
Stockholm syndrome.
Is it that, Courtney? Is that what it is?
Is it a fraternity, or do we just got Stockholm syndrome? We were forgiving all the white folks and giving them hugs and kisses. It's okay. It's all right. They ain't no better. It's okay.
As long as you can rap, right? If I'm just saying,
they did it for R. Kelly because he could sing.
Exactly, he got to piss on people and everything.
He got to piss on people and shit, and sung his way back into everybody's heart.
Right, stepping in the name of love.
Well, hold on. Since we had this conversation going in the vein of hip hop, right? And so once again, everything that Benzino says, it's like a Cat Williams hip hop moment, right? Like it's like everything he's saying, a lot of it is true. Now, a lot of people, Detroit rappers, have come out and said, we love Eminem. Of course you love Eminem. Because whenever times get slow, he can come in town and throw a concert and put all y'all on it. And you'll get a check, right? He may call you randomly and say, hey, man, want to go to Hawaii with me? I got a show. Yeah. So you love him. I do believe that they have, you know, a relationship, but you have to call a spade a spade. So, you know, I don't care how clever he is with his wordplay. When you listen to that music, and I put, once again, it's in the People's News Network. I put the music in there. Listen to it. Listen to what he's saying about black people. It's egregious. It's egregious. And this is one of those things we talk about, black men protecting black women. Like, come on, it's not cool for one of them to do that to our women. I don't care if he says he was mad. Because if he was a black dude and he made a song a long time ago, dissing Jewish people, and they found it and he was on top right now, they would kill his ass quick and his career would be over. And he would get canceled. Yeah. But Eminem get a pass from black people because he can rhyme. Jeff, you take a deep breath, man. You ready to talk now? You okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's on your mind, man? What's on your mind? You gotta turn your device down. You gotta turn your device down.
Though, bro.
You gotta turn your device
it's
down,
like,
Jeff.
You know, man, I hear what people saying about Eminem.
Jeff,
but bro,
Jeff,
you know,
Jeff. You have to turn your device down. We're getting an echo. I'm sorry. You got to turn it down.
Let me turn this down, man. Let me turn this down. Turn this down. The thing is, though, bro, you know, that's the point that I make, man, where we make that so polarizing, though, man. Man, that dude said that because it's a platform. It's the same thing we were talking about, East Coast, West Coast, all that. Where I'm trying to put together what I mean with this, man. Everybody got their moment. Everybody got what they think. But, bro, when it comes to race, oh, my God. Check it out, bro. Eminem is a cold-ass white boy, bro.
Okay.
He is what he is. But at the end of the day, when it comes to rap, man, it's about what do people support. This dude didn't get to where he's at because, oh, man, he's some scrub. Man, niggas walked up and bought his albums. People didn't do that to Face and all them niggas you see me talk about in the South, bro. When I talk about that with everybody who called you about, man, the region, the music I listened to, and I was in high school when I was in Milwaukee, bro, Bon Jovi was on the radio, bro. I wasn't hearing none of that. That's all I'm saying.
So it's cool for him to disrespect black people because he can
rap? Nigga, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But be accountable, bro. Be accountable. You know, that's all I'm saying. The same way you don't support this dude, quit buying this shit and buy the next nigga shit, though. The thing we don't do is invest in ourselves, man. That when something come up, man, and, oh, man, I don't like this dude, but you go ahead and buy his shit, though. Go ahead and support that shit different. When we talk about, and Kev, you've seen that. All y'all can see that in the post. When I talk about all these Southern niggas, I'm not from Houston, bro. It's a matter of I support the shit that I listen to, the hip hop I love, the music I love. I love when people have those demographics.
Why are we changing the color though? Why are we changing the? Why are we skipping over? Once again, we're skipping over. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Have you listened to the music? Have you listened to the songs he made? Did you ever listen to him?
Hey, I'm gonna answer your question. Hey, Sam, I want you to listen to this. I want you to hear me. I
thought you was
gonna listen to it because I'm not gonna support it, bro. That's it.
But hold on.
I don't care how good it is.
So hold on.
I know what he's saying though.
You're arguing a point, and you haven't listened to the songs. I don't know how you can, because when you listen to the songs, it's not a nigga here and there. It's not a bitch here and there. It's black girls are dumb. White girls are better. Black girls are bitches. I don't like nigger shit. This is your GOAT. That's just saying this. This ain't, so you gotta, I'm saying you at least have to listen to it before you can say it don't matter. It's about skills.
Can we pause for a second, cuz? Can we pause for a second, fam?
But we want to stick. We want to make sure we don't digress. We don't want to digress though. We want to keep it in the same lane.
Hold on, bro. Let's pause for a second, man. I will never discount whatever anybody listens to. I will never discount whatever a person do, bro. I'm gonna simply tell you this. I grew up in hip hop, bro. Like when I tell you proudly, like I met Faith 2 years ago, all that, bro. This is what I mean with that. When I was in Milwaukee, bro, our Milwaukee stations didn't play the shit that I listened to, bro. That's how it was. You were in the same high school as me. So when I go forward with that, when we talk about Pimp C, UGK, 8-Ball, MJG, man, everybody got their different thoughts on different genres. When y'all bring Eminem up to me, bro, I'm not going to use the term industry plant. It's like, that's the shit y'all niggas like, bro. That's what y'all like. And it's cool. I'm not saying Eminem ain't cold. I'm just simply saying this. When y'all get into this political argument shit, and you talk about Benzino, who started the source and all that, I want y'all to always remember that Benzino gave the motherfucking Chronic 3 stars, bro. And that was a cold time out there during that time, 1993, my nigga.
We getting away from, we're still getting away from it, Jeff, we swerving all over the road right now. We want to stay in it. We're talking about Eminem, strictly about Eminem and his records, the songs that he made dissing black people. And I'm saying he's never been taken to task. Don't get me wrong. Most black people don't buy Eminem's record. I've never purchased an Eminem record, but he gets all of this credit from the rappers that we love. You got an Eminem is this. Nobody's calling him out.
But Sam, you're asking me to address a nigga who I never respected, even though he had skills, but the rest of the world respected.
Right. So that's your answer. That's okay. That's your answer.
That's my answer, bro.
Okay.
I'm not saying Eminem ain't cold.
I know, but you was taking us back to American Bandstand and watching E.T. on a Saturday morning eating cereal. We were just addressing the Eminem thing. That's it. That's where we was at. We want to make sure we're efficient, right? So, because this conversation will get somewhere where it wasn't. My point is to black people.
For people who love Eminem, bro, I'm not hating on him, bro. But I'm also say this though, Kevin, you got to really get this deep. I love hip hop deeper than most people know this shit, though, bro.
Okay.
Like when I bring this Southern shit, I love Southern rap when I was in Milwaukee. So I respect the art, man. Outkast, UGK, my top, man. Motherfucking 8-Ball NJ. JG, my second.
We got you, Jeff. Jeff,
how they spit,
we're not doing top 5 dead or alive. Let me move in a different direction with the show.
Not doing that at all. I'm just telling you why Eminem ain't relevant.
I got you.
I understand. Put him at the top. I'm just telling you why he's not relevant.
I understand.
The dude don't know the culture, bro. He's a culture vulture, and take that how you want to take it.
There we go. I'm not offended.
Me personally, Jeff Craig. I'm not saying that for nobody else.
Right. I got you. Let me move in a different direction with the conversation. First of all, let me catch the chat room.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
I'm out, bro.
I got you, Jeff. Got you. Eminem is a culture vulture in the modern day. Elvis, says Jesse. Ben Clinton said that the Beastie Boys get some kind of heat, the same kind of heat. I don't understand the love for Beastie Boys either. I never was a fan of them. Like they were punk rockers.
Were they calling black people niggers and black
No,
bitches?
I never heard them say that. They went away from hip hop a lot after that first album. I mean, and that was, to each his own, man.
But they never even claimed to be hip hop. You never even hear them saying they hip hop.
That was marketing.
You know what I'm right? That was the marketing.
They get interviewed on a lot. I hear them getting interviewed on Rock the Bells, and they were influenced because they was on the scene. But what they were doing was punk rock to me, at least. Sonya Thor said, white people need to watch it. They think they can say anything. The young people today, I still let them know. No. Well, that's my point to Eminem. I haven't seen one of the great rappers that everybody loves say, man, is he a great rapper? Yeah, but he's out of order for that shit he did. He's out of order for making that. And if he said, I was a long time ago, that's fine. But you need to apologize. I've never heard, maybe he said sorry somewhere. If you got the footage, let me know. I've never even heard him say, you know what, for me, that was out of order. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I just was mad. Like I was in my feelings. I don't know.
I always want to see rappers get beat up. I be wanting motherfuckers get beat up. I remember I wanted to see 50 Cent get beat up. I wanted him to get beat up so bad. He just was talking so much. I be wanting people to just get busting their mouth. But everybody be talking all wild, being rappers. Like, I do this and I used to. Man, go fight somebody. Let me see.
I can hear you. I remember during 50's reign when he had his run, as Kamar called it. I remember wanting somebody to kind of humble him too. Like I believe in humility, right? And I think when you talk a certain amount of shit, you paint a target on your back, and it's gonna come for you. It's gonna come for you. But you gotta understand, 50 had already been shot up, so he was like, "Nah, I'm riding this shit to the end." Jesse said Eminem is not even in my top nothing for even white rappers. Damn. I hear you. Technically, yeah, you can rap, you can rhyme, but you don't get the right to say some bullshit to us because you can rhyme. You know, fuck how long ago it was. Ernest said Jeff tap dancing. Sonia Thor said he is not listening to you talking in, around, and around. I think Jeff is trying to listen. One thing you cannot do when you listen to our show, you can't have it playing in the background and be on the phone. If you get away from your sound, your device, you should be able to hear the show. You're not wearing, if you don't got headphones like me, but y'all can hear it, right? Like, because y'all can hear when somebody's calling, right? Y'all can hear that. Okay. Sometimes they can't hear, but a lot of times it's because they got their device up. So I think that's what Jeff. He said, Jesse Perry said, I stopped listening to Eminem when I was 16. I bought the Slim Shady LP. Damn, you bought all that shit. I never bought none of his shit. I never bought any of his music. Jeff, you got to give me a second. MC Tone said, ain't none of that stuff cool. Can't no white person call a black woman a bitch, period. I thought MC Tone was finna put some pimping in it. And he's standing up for sisters. That ain't cool. Right. Dion still naming artists. So Thor said he want to be black. I love old school music too, man. Jesse said he agrees with Jeff. If y'all, once again, if you want to give Eminem a pass because he can rhyme, that is your choice. It's America, right? Who's here to stop you? You like what you like. I love old school music way more too, Sonya Thor. I keep telling people during that time when rap kind of took a different direction in the early 2000s, I stopped listening. I started listening to all old school shit. So I used to be riding around in my shit with my top open, as Pimp C said, with my top back, listening to old school. That's what I was doing. I wasn't tripping on none of that new shit. Let me see. Jesse says Eminem was a punk ass. What is it? Rocker too? What? Eminem was a punk rocker. Oh, he was a punk rocker in high school. Earl Henny said, "Fuck Eminem." Right. Said no one can discount. Whatever. Marcel Williams, how you doing, Marcel? How you doing? Check in. Love to you. Listen, guess what we didn't mention yet, y'all?
What?
It's Black History Month.
We ain't said that yet? It's Black History Month.
Black History Month. And this is proven to be a very controversial source of information as well, a controversial occurrence in our community.
Keep my black book around just in case when people want to start talking about black history. This when I start pulling out the pictures of black folks burnt and white folks standing around. Like, oh, you didn't know? You know, and I get to pulling out the pictures.
You only do that in February?
No, I do it all year round. Especially, you know, my kids go to school in Wauwatosa, and I love letting the white folks know when they try to, oh, you want to tell them something different about history, huh? Do you? Do you?
Well, they're trying to get rid of that. Don't you be doing that CRT stuff?
No, that's what I be doing now. I'm going to pop up with these pictures. Like, did y'all know they have the little jiggers, little jigaboos?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I pop up to school with this type of stuff, and they're like, Miss France, oh, no.
You know what? I love black people who always want to show me how much deeper than me they are. I love how many super righteous people, how many really educated black people there are on the internet, because people say, first of all, Black History Month is 365 days a year. Like, it's like, okay, like, damn, he deep, right? Like, man, what a black guy, right? Like,
wow, that was profound.
right. I don't believe in Black History Month. They allow us a month to celebrate. That's like saying I don't believe in Christmas because they made it in December. Have you thought about this? Like, I'm not gonna celebrate the 4th of July because I don't want it in July. I want it in a different month.
Them the niggas that we can't celebrate shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like nothing that the white people give us. You know what I mean? We can't celebrate nothing that we make up. You know what I mean? We can't celebrate shit.
Can't get no ice cream.
Low vibrational as fuck.
Can't get no Juneteenth Day ice cream at Walmart no more.
None of that.
Fuck that. Fuck the ice. Fuck the ice cream. Fuck the ice cream.
Hey man, you better get some CMOS ice cream, some Juneteenth ice cream. I buy that shit, son. Listen, I guess for me the thing is I was raised by a parent who that was her whole thing every day. Everything in our house was black. Everything was about black people. When we sat down to eat dinner, all we talked about was black people shit, right? Like it was never, I went to school to learn the other side. Like I went to school to you know, learn about white people. I learned more in school about white people than I did at home. So it was the reverse for me. I learned everything about black people at the crib. And when I went to school, I said, damn. So this motherfucker Abraham Lincoln was a motherfucker, huh? Right? So
literally.
So when it comes to Black History Month, it's just like, all right, okay, well, shit, cool. I think it can always help someone who's not aware of our history. But for those who are aware, it's like, okay, it's just February. You'll celebrate Valentine's Day in February, but you'll tell me Black History Month is bad. Like this is the mind of some people are completely twisted up. It's just weird, man. Like you know,
white folks gave us this ain't for us. You know what I'm saying? They gave us they gave us this. We don't celebrate this. You know it depends. You know niggas got to be all like you said, all profound.
It would even be different if it wasn't created by a black man.
They like fuck that. Don't matter.
It's Carter G. Woodson is the one who came up with this and said, hey man, we should start teaching our kids this and designate a time where this is the full focus. Why didn't you get more than 1 month? We couldn't even sit on the front of the bus then. So you think that's gonna give us more than 1 month?
Yeah.
On one end is the white folks gave us this. We can't celebrate this shit. Then on the other end, they talk about these motherfuckers don't give us shit. These motherfuckers don't give us shit.
But then, like Kev said,
but when they give you something, nigga, you
well, I guess
half of y'all don't even want it.
My whole thing is I need for black people to let other black people live. Right? Like if we come like at each other just like and it'd be like, dude, because I like Black History Month. Fuck you, you coon.
Right.
Ewok, hold on, Courtney. Ewok, what's going on?
Man, you're right, man, to a certain extent, man. You know, you can't concentrate on every little itty bitty its and pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're overdoing it so you can put that energy somewhere else, you know. But I'm gonna stand on mine, man. Fuck that Juneteenth high five on the black hand side ass ice cream, man. That shit felt disrespectful. You can wop me all day.
You leave my
high five on the black hand side ass ice cream.
Hey, hold on. Give Me 5 on the Black Hand Side was a damn good movie. Five on the Black Hand Side was a good movie. You better watch that shit, especially when dude walk in the barbershop and be talking that rhyme. I'm the lady getter, the woman splitter. That shit was fly. That was a dope ass movie.
Yeah, I played it. I'm 2 years older than you. You thought I didn't see that movie? Hey, but yeah, man. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't call them, Phil. You don't say you was wrong. I'm
No, you
saying,
dissed
yeah,
my ice
motherfuckers be
cream.
talking. Fuck that ice cream, man. That five on the Black Hand Side, high five ice cream and shit was disrespectful to the motherfucker.
You jive turkey. You jive turkey.
That jive ass turkey ice cream and shit. Don't nobody want none of that shit, man. Y'all are doing too much.
Still waiting on that shit, son. I'm fat. I like ice cream.
Want
What do you
my
want?
ice cream.
I hope they bet not bring it back.
I'm gonna get mine quick. If they bring it back, I'm gonna get there early and get mine before they black people complain and shit.
I knew it. You are them damn field Negro.
Right. Damn right. Y'all motherfuckers.
I flushed my toilet. I got sound effects too.
Motherfuckers let Petey Green get on TV and put salt on a watermelon and eat it. And if you don't know who Petey Green is, do your research, right?
I'm about to.
Petey Green's one of the biggest black radio persons ever. And he got right on public access cable with a big ass watermelon and was smacking that motherfucker like, I like to put salt on mine. Like, you gotta know who Petey Green. They made a movie about him, Talk to Me, starring what's my man name? Don Cheadle. It was a dope ass movie too, but that shit's a true story.
I got a good question though for you, Kev.
He used to drink
Paul Mooney, you know, he wrote for Richard Pryor and all of that shit, you know, and he spoke his mind for a long time before he passed away. R.I.P. to Paul Mooney. Man, how the fuck did he get away with saying what he was saying back in the day? You know what I'm saying? It's just a serious question. Like I said, I'm 2 years older than you. But Paul Mooney used to sit there with a room for the white folks and talk about their ass, man. And never had no repercussions and shit. He would sit there and get his money and everything. So I wanted to know what you think about Paul Mooney.
I'll tell you this. Number one, I think Paul Mooney was very limited in his career because of the type of humor he did. But number two, this might not be so popular. He was very effeminate. I'm not sure he wasn't protected.
Doubt. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who didn't see that, there's something wrong with it.
I'm not sure he wasn't protected by the LGBTQ community to a certain point. That's just a wild feather of a thought. But you're right. He was able to get away with saying some of the most crazy things. But you know, when they reduce you and reduce your power, then yeah, you're allowed to kind of live this existence. It's kind of like being in limbo, what they call purgatory. Yeah, you can do some nightclubs, you know, you get on a guest spot here and there, but you won't be featured on no major platform. They own the media, so they can do that. But he definitely told the truth in front of white people. He definitely did.
That's why I dig you, because you break it down, you know, to the best of your ability. You break it down. You know what I'm saying?
And I like Paul Mooney. I like Paul Mooney too. Let me say that. I thought he was funny. Sometimes I like, you know, everything ain't for everybody. But yeah, dope dude. He was dope.
Well, you know, Jay-Z pulled that halfway Kanye West shit about Beyonce and shit last night. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we understand, but to what extent? What were you trying to prove? Are your feelings really hurt?
He's a billionaire.
That's what I'm saying. But they allowed him to do that.
Yeah.
Somebody, you know, certain situations where he could be what he is, and he groveled and did everything that he needed to do to get there. Jay-Z ain't no motherfucking #1 rap artist and shit. Anybody who thinks that shit is fucking been hypnotized by the whole system, man.
I think you got to admire his business acumen, but he's on a level that a lot of us remember. Last week on the show, we talked about $1 billion. Like most black people go crazy over 100. I get $100,000 a year. They go crazy. Imagine $1 million, man. It's I mean, $1 billion. That's like you gonna say whatever you want wherever you go.
Hey,
I just think Jay-Z said, "Well, I feel like saying this," so he just said it.
That, and you know what I mean? Shit, this is his wife. He shouting out his wife.
But some people made a good point.
You know what I mean? It was a good moment to shout his wife out. You know what I mean? And didn't mention her accolades. and never got a Grammy. It goes to what we was talking about, how black folks been getting snubbed over the years over these Grammys and shit. How do you got the most Grammys ever and ain't never got the best album or the, you know what I mean, or something like that, or whatever award it was he was talking about. You know what I mean? I just think he was, giving it up to his wife on that note.
But I read also that
Bulls. Oh, my fault, Courtney. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I read a lot of the things about her Grammys was she might get Grammys on like one song, parts of that song, whereas that she really have a bomb album, should get best album. I mean,
I don't know. I was just saying that's what I felt like he was alluding to.
But yeah,
but I just got one more thing, KB, real quick, and then I'm out if you allow me.
I mean, you on? Go ahead.
See, that's the thing, though. See, you get that much money, you get $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? But you think because you have that much money, you got the right to stand up there and try to. You look like you're protecting your wife, but no, at the same time, you bought into this fantasy and shit. You really think you this motherfucker that they helped create you to be, and that's where the delusion comes in at. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you didn't earn all that $1 billion. You a fucking part of this industry and shit. You don't want to play ball no more. You know what I'm saying? When you ain't getting what you want, you want to take your ball and run and pour a motherfucking ace of spades into the Grammy and drink out of it and shit. Now they telling you disrespectful for doing that shit. And he might have some small repercussions behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? But they will put you in your place. $1 billion ain't shit to these motherfuckers who got all the money. Yeah. That's your $1 billion. It look good to niggas. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about you having that $1 billion. You still ain't nobody.
Hey, I think we gotta be careful how we say.
Ewok, hold on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can't agree with you that if you have $1 billion, you're nobody.
He's saying that's what the white folks.
I didn't say you was nobody. I said you're nobody to the people who got all the money.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. You don't think that as a billionaire, there's some white people who absolutely fucking with you? The ones who are about money, the ones who are multi-billionaires. He can get in rooms that, he can get in some rooms. He's accounted for. I don't think they dismiss him like, oh, it's just a nigger with $1 billion. I don't think they do.
56-year-old nigga that got used to make them $1 trillion. You know, that's the way they look at it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people get used like tools when you can get another one right off the fucking shelf after this nigga is done. Hell no, they don't give no fuck about you. They let you have that billion.
I think
you know what I'm saying? That's how the system works. That's how come, you know what I'm saying, it's interchangeable parts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the person who invented the assembly line. We just gonna keep making this same part over and over again that fit all of these motherfucking pieces and shit. Therefore, we don't have to make them individually.
Hey,
you know? It's always a replacement. You get done with your tool, the motherfucking handle on your shovel break, you go buy another.
I feel like we're doing apples and oranges.
Hey, in a sense, I understand what he's saying.
No, I don't think so. I think I made a legitimate point.
Go ahead, Kamar.
I understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we talk about the boule and all that shit.
Okay.
If a black man do this, then we talk about how they gonna smack you back down. But you know what I mean? I think we got to be careful when we be talking like that about other black men. You know what I mean? Because in a sense, it kind of, two things. One, you know what I mean, it sound bad like we talking about another black man. And then for two,
that's not what I was doing.
I ain't saying that's you. I ain't saying it's you. Like I said, I agree with what you said. I agree. Like I said, I agreed with you. You know what I mean? I'm just saying we got to be careful too. You know what I mean? Because one, it looked like we just banging on a brother. You know what I mean? And then for two, it's like, you know, how you can't get no store out here in Wauwatosa because you know they're going to come get you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It sound weird now. You know what I mean? It kind of sound funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do this because you know the
blame out of people's eyes.
You know what I'm saying? We got to be careful,
the American dream. All I'm trying to say is the American dream don't apply to a nigga regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put it in a nutshell without talking too long about it, I'm just saying, they'll let you shine for a minute, but hey, you still have to be on point about it. Let me put it like that. Be on point. Why this man upset? He upset because he feel like Beyonce done won 30 Grammys damn near, but they won't never give her the album of the year. They sitting back thinking, well, nigga, didn't we give you everything else? And that's exactly how they feel about it. What the fuck else you want? You know what I'm saying? So, hell, they've been doing that shit to us for 400 years. All I'm saying is, why did he get so upset to the point where he felt he needed to say that, especially at the status that he got, knowing that's how they do? You know what I'm saying? It kind of seemed like being a billionaire beggar. Please, next time, give my wife the album of the year. That's sucker shit to do.
Okay, got you.
All right, I'm gonna let it ride, man. Y'all go ahead.
All right.
And do they based off like numbers, or like do they just use a committee and it's whoever the committee likes? Like, how is this even decided with the Grammys?
I'm sure they have a voting committee, but I'm sure he knows how they did it. I guess it didn't mean anything to me because like I didn't care like that he made a statement about his wife. It was like but I will say $1 billion is a son of a bitch. If you as a black man get to $1 billion, you a factor and you got a lot of pull and a lot of influence. And so a lot of times you will go in the room and say, I'm gonna say what I want to say. What they gonna do to me?
What? I feel like we should be fearless like that. You know what I mean? So it can come a day where we can say what the fuck we want to say.
I believe there's some truth to that.
We got to keep pushing the envelope. We got to, man. So like, yeah, that's what I say. I feel like we should be able to say, you know what I mean, what's on our mind.
Right. I'm gonna try this one more time. Jeff, I need you to turn your device down. I'm getting a horrible echo from you, bro.
So, hey, bro.
Are y'all hearing this, or is it just me?
We good?
Now I have no echo. Okay.
Man, I was speaking on this way. Like, man, bro was talking about what. Let me rephrase that, bro. Man, when I talk to y'all, dude, about it's not about what people let us do, dude. It's about what's my word, bro?
I don't know.
It's about us supporting ourselves, man.
Right. Okay.
Everybody needs to support whoever's doing something that you believe in, right? So I put it this way, man. Cats talk about what people let you do, and it ain't that, man. Like my guy Kev, bro. I support that dude no matter what. What you selling, I got it. Let's do this. Let's work on it. Let's make that happen, dude. Whatever your vision is better than mine. Let's do that. The thing is, dude, everybody got an excuse for everything, bro. Man, support the dude who's doing something and do that. Put some money into him. Stop talking and put some money in that, bro, dude. Whatever your dude's doing, get that dude $10. Get that dude $20. Get that dude $50. Do that shit. Instead of talking about, oh, man, this white person ain't doing this. Get off that. Dude, the platform that KB has right now, man, I don't give a fuck how many fans he has. Dude, he's got listeners. Do that shit. What we talking about right now, man, do that shit and support it. End of the day, bro, it ain't about, man, all this other shit we talking about, like when I was talking about the Mattress Mike.
Mattress Mac. That's the name of the white dude.
The platform that's coming up of what we're doing, if everybody supported everybody at what they're doing in this black community, dude, we would be so great. We would be so beautiful.
At this point,
we'd be so good.
At this point, I'm just trying to get us to let each other talk.
What we worry about is what the other person's doing.
This is where we stumble.
Leave that shit alone, dude.
He's on a delay.
Your own. Just like
Jeff,
the Jews have done.
Jeff.
Just like everybody else has done. Just like the Koreans do. Support your shit and you're good.
Jeff, we gotta work on your delay.
Every nigga who's doing something in business nowadays in 2024.
We gotta work on his delay. It's killing me. I can't have a conversation because wherever he's listening, he's responding on a delay. So he can't even hear me when I'm trying to talk to him. Jeff, we got to get your audio on point, man. Because I can't have a conversation. It drives me crazy. Like
it felt like he wasn't responding to you. It felt like he was still talking and you just
then that's a whole other problem.
It felt like he was talking, and you kept trying to make him be done, and he wasn't done.
Well, that's another problem.
Like,
Either way it goes, it ends up with the same result. Me hanging up the phone. I'm sorry. It's not personal. Ewok says, Kamar, my point is the money made him think he was different. At the end of the day, Jay got in his feelings because of selfish reasons. But is it? I mean, he's talking about standing on his wife.
He might have been in his feelings. We don't know.
It's his wife. It's his wife, though. I mean,
hey,
ain't that what
we don't know if he was in his feelings.
That gets you in your feelings.
He was accepting a great award, right? You know what I mean? At the moment.
Look at Courtney.
He was accepting one. He was accepting one of the greatest awards. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't think he was really in his feelings, man.
I'm not laughing at you, Kamar. I'm laughing because Courtney in the chat room heard what Jeff said about support. She said, "Shit, I got a wellness business and a community organization."
No.
Juices.
Because he asked me a minute ago, how can he support and not put my websites up, but I ain't putting
it's some support in this shit.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and put this in the chat room for you.
Yeah, I mean, and I ain't knocking nothing. What Ewok was saying.
No, man.
You know what I'm saying? None of that.
Once again, everybody has their right to their opinion. The only time when I have to kind of even butt in is when people are talking over each other or somebody's connection is off. I don't really care who says what. Everybody has the right to their opinion. So Ewok he made some valid points. I mean,
right.
Especially that's his perspective. I look at it. We all look at it a different way. Yeah. And I don't, I just look at where he's at in the business. This dude is working with the NFL. $1 billion boys club, $100 billion boys club.
And also he's got influence.
That's
too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His voice way in the music industry. So him speaking on his wife like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, man. I don't know if y'all was looking, but let me remove these blinders for you right quick.
Right. Doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? If you haven't noticed yet, you know what I'm saying? My wife done won all the awards you can win, you know what I mean? But this one.
We got the world-class troll in the chat room. Scott Epps said, he said every fucking billionaire is selfish. Yeah, there tends to be an ego with that. He who has $1 billion tends to be an ass. But I can tell y'all right now, and I'm gonna be 100% clear. If I had $1 billion, I'd be an ass too. I really would. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I would understand at that point that everybody, except for, and I can't even speak for them, everybody wants something from me, regardless. And they can say, I don't want shit from you. But if you be like, here, man, we'll just take this 50,000. Thanks. People will say that. I don't want nothing from you. But if you're a billionaire, everybody wants something from you, or they're trying to get what you got or get something. Like if you're a billionaire, you all day long, you got to just keep checking on traps. That's a lot of money, and it's a lot going on. So, I'd be an ass.
We want something from each other. Just because you got $1 billion, if you got $100 over there, I want some. What you mean? I want some McDonald's. Whatever. Motherfuckers always want something.
Yeah.
People always want something. So you having $1 billion don't make it no different.
If I had $500,000, I'd be an ass. If I had $500,000 in my pocket, I'd be an ass. I'd
like to believe I wouldn't be no ass.
I know me. I know it's coming.
Believe I'd be the same dude. You know what I mean? And right now, I don't fuck with too many people too close. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't be no different.
I'd be more of a recluse, Kamar.
Ain't nobody in the habit of calling and asking me to borrow nothing or get nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just ain't been rocking like that in years, so I don't think I'd change much.
I'd be more antisocial than I am now because, like I said, I would get tired. Because if it ain't, it's, hey man, invest in me. Hey man, right. I got this idea. Bro, can we just chill? You be hard pressed to find a few people who you could really just kick back with and say, man, let's hang out. Or 9 times out of 10, it got to be another billionaire like yourself. And even then, you got to watch him because he be trying to come get yours. So it's a crazy life to live. That's why they say money doesn't make it doesn't make you happy, right? You'll get a lot of money and be miserable. Jesse said, get to the comments. I really enjoy the enthusiasm for the show because motherfuckers on the phone, in the chat room, on the panel.
He probably waiting on a comment to be read.
Right.
Can't wait till you get to this comment.
Right. I just dropped jewels. Sean Moore said, "Can I get a buck? If I had $1 billion, that would be the question I despise. Like, don't ask me for $1. You have $1 billion, Kevin. What an ass." I'd be like, at the end of the day, what does your opinion matter? Drive off, driver. Like, that's the kind of shit I'd be on.
I know.
Like, I'd be talking to you and you'd say something I didn't agree with, and I'd just say, pull off. And you just be staring there like, this motherfucker. Because even if I lose all my money and move back to the hood and you don't fuck with me, you wasn't fucking with me anyways. So I don't lose anything. Right? Like,
pull off. What?
He'd have a signal to be, he know if I'm sitting there talking to somebody and I do this. Yes, Mr. Barnes. He's standing there like, motherfucker. When I see him, I'm gonna whoop his ass. I'll make sure. Don't make me buy your house, man. Leave me the fuck alone. Paris said, make that perfectly clear, Kev, as in the dump.
Yeah, make that perfectly clear.
Chewbacca, man. And I want to make that clear.
Right.
Ewok said, at the end of the day, the Grammy people get the last word. Yeah, it's always somebody.
That's it.
It's somebody who controls. I can't think of anything where there's not levels, and eventually you find out who's the top dog. Like, that's why I say black people like, man, fuck that 2 million. His owner made it 100 million. Why are you counting the owner's money? You got your 200 million or 2 million. Make good on it. Put it to work. Get to where he's at. We just get caught up like, I'm gonna turn down $1 billion because somebody else got 100 billion. If they brought me into the business venture and they made more money than me, I'd still be like, shit, I got mine. I'm cool. It's on you to not get lowballed. Right. He said that's $1,000 million. $500,000 ain't much. It might not be, but it don't take much for me. I'm damn near. I mean, I'm an asshole now. So imagine, right? Most people would tell you that if you know me, they say, I'm an asshole, right? Unless I helped them eat. Right. He said, why did you think Denzel didn't get the Oscar? I don't know. I don't watch the award shows because they don't really mean anything to me.
Grammy. He ain't get no Oscar? No?
Well, I thought the Grammys, when was the Oscars? I don't know.
Wait, the Grammys is for the music, right?
Yeah, the Oscars is for movies. He's talking about
Denzel got an Oscar. He got an Oscar for what's the name?
Training Day.
Training Day. Yeah.
And he's got one for Fences too, I think. But he said why he didn't get it for Malcolm X because white people decide.
I'm trying to make it all specific.
White people don't like Malcolm X.
That's like the best answer, right? Because he played Malcolm X. That's come on, I'm biting that shit. That's somebody say that shit. How Denzel didn't get to the because he played Malcolm X. What do you think? It's like me making a movie and I'm Farrakhan, Minister Farrakhan in the movie. You say, why that shit didn't win no awards?
They looking at Farrakhan.
Right. Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Outlaw shit. I do want to say with Black History, because we kind of been just going back and forth, which is fine, right? Which is fine. I don't mind pace. But with Black History, because people will say, well, they gave us that month and whatever. But I happen to believe that it is very important for us to say, look at what we've come through, because to me, that will reinforce our perseverance. Like, I'm not dwelling on it. I don't walk around with everything the white person has done to me in my backpack. And it don't stop me from trying things. Like, I would try this, but shit, these white people ain't finna let me do shit. Like, I'm aware, I'm aware of them. You have to be. But that's why we got into the whole debate about are you oppressed versus or not. And I said I thought that I wasn't. But when I looked at what the actual definition was, right, I said, okay, I am oppressed. So yeah, we talk about, I don't think Black history should have anything to do with white people. I think it should just be amongst us, saying, hey man, it's a time where we should do it year round. I'm not saying that, but I think it's cool. That's my point. And I think it's cool for kids.
He won an award in Berlin for Malcolm X. He won an MTV Movie Award for Malcolm X. He won an NAACP Image Award for Malcolm X. He got a couple awards for Malcolm X. Now he didn't get no Oscar, but he got some things. He got, what else is this? Some film.
He got one for Training Day when he played a dirty cop.
Yeah, so he got an Oscar for Training Day, and
I don't think we missed that parallel when that happened either, though. Like, wait, how they gonna give him Denzel? You finally give him a Oscar for being a bad guy? I don't think anybody missed that. I did.
Being a dirty cop and shit.
But no, he got one before that though. The first
portray this image, we'll give you this award.
The first one he got was for a movie called Glory in 1990.
Oh, did he get an Oscar for Glory?
He got one for. He played a hell of a role in Glory.
He did play a slave though, who died fighting for white people. So I don't.
Another reason he could probably. Damn it.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you. You just ruined my night.
My bad. Sorry.
Damn, he got one for playing a slave and one for playing a dirty cop, and he didn't get one for playing Malcolm X.
No, other places he did, but not the Oscars. No.
I dug the last Equalizer that he did, even though he's just old, but they still made it look smooth. But it was just like he's old, like he looks really old in the movie. I know Denzel's older, but he looked really old in the last.
Man, nigga's tired.
Well, right, but he still killed a lot of people, and he did it effortlessly. Like, you know how some dudes make a movie and they the hero. Like you think about, what's the movie we used to love, Kamar, back in the days, the Kung Fu movie, in a Return, what the Dragon? No, what was it with Vanity and with Bruce Leroy and all that shit? I can't remember.
Yeah, that Return of the Dragon. That was
no, that wasn't the name of it. What was it? Somebody tell me.
Who's the master?
When you got that blow.
Show enough.
Right, with Bruce Leroy.
That wasn't it. It
wasn't Return of the Dragon.
Hold on, man.
It was produced by Quincy, not Quincy Jones, but dude from Motown. But y'all know the movie I'm talking about. And so that was a black kung fu movie back in the days.
The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon. Kamar, we getting old as fuck. You said Return of the Dragon. I just said.
And I looked that up, and it's definitely
the damn dragon, nigga. The damn dragon.
All right.
The dragon somewhere.
Dragon.
Shit.
The dragon movie.
Yeah, man. He said Black History. Sonia Thrower said, Black history is every day. With God, all things are blessed. Listen, I think that anytime you encounter a group of people that need to be informed, you just inform them. You don't got to be February. Right. And I've never seen black people get into a conversation about Black history in particular in the barbershop and say, you know what, y'all, let's wait till February to talk about this. We tend to say what we want to say when we talking to each other, right? We talk about all kinds of shit around the clock, man. So yeah, I think that Black History Month can be used as a positive thing. I do. I think that there can be some positives with it. And anytime we can get together and say, let's put a moratorium on the murder. Well, you know, like this city right now, it's funny to me how I see elected officials just kind of standing around with smiles on their faces and giving themselves pay raises and stuff like this with the state of the city. Like I put a story in the People's News Network about a sister who lives on, I want to say 28th and Hour. And she's in her house, sat her kids down at the table. All of a sudden, the whole front of the house gets shot up. She's like, we was just laying on the floor until it stopped, and it seemed like forever. I mean, bullet holes everywhere. It's not safe in our community for even us. And once it's like the Eminem thing, I don't hear enough outcry from us in the city about the way it's being run. I feel like right now, black people have engaged in go along to get along for real. Like just, oh, well, whatever. That's for you're forever going to feel like a victim if you play the role of one, right? Like if who's that real saying, what you put out, the energy that you put out draws the type of people who you deal with. So if you put out the I'm a victim mentality, you're going to be around a lot of victimizers. You'll play right into their hand. The Last Dragon, we got it, Paris. Courtney in her research department. My brother Bear Me used to call that our research department. When we be talking about something, he Google it real fast. He said, I just talked to the research department. And we started like, what research department? You literally looked it up on your phone. But thanks, Courtney. But yeah, I'm happy that it's Black History Month, man. We need to give ourselves more credit and stop taking credit from ourselves, man. I feel like Kamar said, when do you get to be happy? When do you get to be happy? Like at what point? Like I'm never gonna be happy till I return to the motherland. Well, that's good for you, man. Now Now this is another story we talked about last week as well. The whole incident. Remember when when we had this really bad Arctic vortex, and there was a lady
When she fell and died?
When she fell and bumped her head on the ice, and they said
Yeah.
she had tried to call 911.
And they just drove past and they didn't get out and look for her.
They didn't even get out because if you go back to our show, once again, I said this just sounds weird. This doesn't even sound right. There's something missing here. And so they have a policy where they're not required to get out. And their excuse was, we would have had to look behind every snowbank. If that you're at, what the fuck else you got to do? You're at work. It was too cold. Like, so they're saying they done nothing wrong. The managers and directors are saying this isn't our policy. That if you drive up and you looking around and you can't see anything, you don't have to get out. I still don't understand that.
They didn't even pull up and look. They just roll right past.
Yeah, they drove around a couple times and then they saw some people who were standing there like waving them down, and then they went. It seems super callous to me that you're an ambulance driver and you doing drive-bys. Y'all see them? Nope. Hey, let's go. Let's the fuck out of here. It's cold.
That's the one thing that Sherwin Hughes does say on his show on The Truth. You know, he feel like we should have more black paramedics because, you know, sometimes it do seem like when it's a white paramedic, or most of them are white or of different race, and they don't give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? They might let us die a little quicker. They, you know, if we was black folks, you might have hopped out and looked around. Whereas white folks say, shit, we'll cruise around and look, but we don't see nothing. So
is this a black and white thing, though? I don't.
It be like that, Kev. You know, you don't be acting like it ain't a black and white thing, Kev. It is. They don't be giving a fuck about us. You heard my bad.
Definitely could be
about us. You heard it. They don't.
My bad. No, I'm gonna stand on what I said though.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't. If you had more black paramedics, you saying a black person would be like, "Oh man,
If
y'all
they
just pull over."
They would have got out and looked around. They would have been like, Karen, hello.
We don't know if these were white or black paramedics that were in there.
White, bet you. Let's put the money.
Okay, so we're gonna attach race to it. So is it about the area they were in, where they may have said we have reservations because it may or may not be safe, or it may not be safe over here?
Over there, and we don't care about them. That's what it was.
Okay. Y'all, hey, there you go. She said they don't care. Sonia Thor said. She said yes, it's a black and white. I know it's black and white. I didn't think this was a black and white issue. I just thought this was bad paramedics and bad policy. Like, who told you don't have to get the fuck out the van? I'm sorry. Excuse my language.
The boss told them, look, when you over in them areas, hey, do a drive by. Like, it probably was an unspoken rule type shit. They ain't gonna tell us. Like,
wow. But we see it. We see what happened. So shit, we know now. Shit. It's crazy, man. I think somebody should have a lawsuit. I just think somebody should have a lawsuit. Somebody in her family. Yeah. Ewok says there's a thin line between playing victim and being aware. You can cross a line that makes you feel comfortable because of your singular goals, seeming like you don't have issues. Ewok, I'm totally on that page with you in that the understanding that I came to when we talk about oppression, it had nothing to do with my individual achievements, because that's the lens I was looking through, saying I'm not oppressed. I work my ass off. I take care of my business so that I'm not. So, and I don't feel like I'm not. But when we looked at that definition, the main thing was that because we look a certain way, we are subject to any kind of egregious treatment. Just because, like y'all saying right now, it's a black and white thing, right? So, but this lady was white who died. She was white.
Where was she at?
She was white.
So where was she at, Kev?
She was on 76 in Congress.
Exactly. That's why. She was in the wrong area. She's supposed to be on Mayfair Road.
Some people gonna have it their way. See, that's what it was. She was over there getting some crack and they knew it. Like, come on, like, damn.
Area told that area to be known for niggas.
Go ahead, Kamar.
I was just gonna say, man, you know, we talking about the definition of oppression, you know what I mean? Well, first off, a white man wrote the definition of oppression. So he would sum it up to sound like all black people are oppressed. Maybe we are a part of an oppressed group of people, but that don't mean we are oppressed. Like, and for them to sum it up like that, it could become a mental thing.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, what you
My brother.
because that's one of my favorite arguments too. When the brother breaks down to me the white man, the levels of his evil, the fact that the white man wrote the definition, brother.
I just had to go there, man.
It's called English. It's from England, brother. You gotta think that's not our native tongue. But listen, regardless of what the white man wrote on a piece of paper, we are a part of a group.
We are part of a group. I agree.
Often mistreated.
But that don't mean
regardless of our achievements. So as a black man, I could get to Jay-Z's billionaire status, and I think this is what Ewok was putting in. He could have a nigga moment at any time, regardless of his billionaire status. And you know, he could be, and you say, how y'all gonna do that to Jay-Z? He got $1 billion, and they'll say he made the song. Still a nigga. He made that song.
So he know it.
See
so
how
I don't think
together?
so again, I don't think that speech had nothing to do with that.
Kamari, you got the best one of the night, though. He said the white man wrote the definition, so maybe he wanted us to think.
You want to put us in the mindset of
Right?
Hey, man, it's
subliminal,
mindset,
brother.
dog.
Kev, you got to use your third eye.
Come on now.
This shit is hilarious. I can't make this shit up.
You see, the white man said it. See, he know. I told you it's a white folk rule. Them white.
He said, or they were just in a bad neighborhood and didn't feel safe getting out the ambulance. See, so y'all right. Y'all right.
Be a white woman.
Even the white man said it.
It's the white man's fault. Shit, they wouldn't white people who live in Glendale talking about shit. You know where the fuck we are? I'm not. It should have fell in the street. We could have picked him up quick. I'm not getting out this fucking van. They probably was in there arguing like a motherfucker. Right? So even if it was a black dude in there, like, man, one of y'all get out, man. No, Raekwon, you get out. I'm not fucking getting out. Man, I grew up in Brown Deer. I ain't getting out over here either. Shit.
Damn.
Oh man. What you motherfuckers is crazy. I'm trying to monitor my cursing because people have said, like, you know, you guys are can he do radio because he curses? And I'm like, people think I walk around all day at work just fuck ass, piss, shit, fuck y'all. Like, can I do it without cussing? But fuck it is Outlaw Radio. They should have turned the shit off. Sonya Thor, I'm trying to be careful, Kamar. Don't get mad. Damn, Kev, we just talked about this. Here you go again with your anti. Sonya Thor, I take care of patients in the nursing home, and they want you to do the white people nice and do the black people whatever I see. She said, whatever. I see this every day. You know, people get treated in nursing homes, man. It's crazy. And when you look at I'm being racist now. I'm just going to let y'all know I'm being racist now.
Okay.
When you see some of the sisters that be like, I'm a CNA, you know she be fucking clients up and shit. You know, especially she trying to get off work. It's Friday night. She got her purple hair, the purple hair hat with the glue on the forehead.
Be racist. Those be the best ones. They really be.
No, them be the ones that'll leave your ass in some shit so she can get off early so she can get to the club.
Don't see them. They be caring.
Her ride gonna be there at 10.
Damn, I can't believe y'all.
That was so bad of me.
It was so bad. I done worked in them. Y'all just a damn.
No. I've encountered some black nurses that was about their business, that was thorough and efficient.
So we don't talk about the bad white ones.
When you see Boom Quisha come in, or a poor white trash one, you're right, Courtney. If she missing the teeth on the side of her mouth all the way back and she white, oh shit, I better get up and piss myself.
Lost their little license and they was just some regular white ones, little Latina ones. So I love them. Don't just be putting it on us.
You right. The white man wrote that definition.
Man, damn, kid.
Subliminal, my brother.
Scott laugh and shit. We ain't here to entertain Scott.
Right. That white man is laughing at you, kid.
Right.
It's Black History Month. Y'all think I ain't listening to this shit no more. Now in the morning we gonna get inbox. I didn't know y'all was coons like that. Y'all motherfucking coons. Y'all should call this coon radio, right? Like, I'm telling you, I love my people, man, but we be some spiteful motherfuckers, man. A lot of us just don't want to see some of us have a good day. And that's the problem in our community.
If you think different, nigga, you a coon.
Well, or you some of everything.
If you think different than anybody else, you a coon, nigga.
People I can feel the tension in certain neighborhoods when I drive by and I look. You can see the look on their face. It's almost like I can hear him saying, "Man, fuck, dude." Like, shoot his punk ass car. Like, you be like, dude, why am I? Like, people call everything little. Oh, I see you got your little house. I see you got your little car. Dog got a little business. You be like, damn, why my shit got, you know what I'm saying? Why my shit gotta be little? Right. We gotta get back to really fucking with us. We don't fuck with us. This is what I'm saying. We talk about what the white man does, like he wrote the definition of oppression. I can't get past that shit. Because in some people might be like, ooh, Kamar shut Kev down. Kamar killed Kev tonight. Oh shit. Oh man.
I hope they don't think that, man. I hope they think
Kev be talking shit. Kamar hit him. Oh man. That shit made me forget what I was talking about. No, I'm just saying. We don't like each other, man. And we got to figure that shit out, man. Man, there's not a place I've been. I'm being honest. It ain't no place I done been and I ain't seen us act out. I done seen us act out literally in church. Do a whole fool, like, damn.
Oh yeah.
Like and I get it. The structure, the structure of racism in this country. Right, the systematic, it just kind of screws with your mind, man. And poor people, I'm telling you, hunger pains ain't nothing like, and it's not called a pain, by the way. It's a pain. Hunger, P-A-N-G. You say hunger pain.
What's the definition? Let me look that up. What's a pain?
There you go.
Pain.
Hunger pain. Right?
Hunger pain.
That's when you really ain't ate. When your stomach start making noises like ding,
sudden sharp pain or painful emotion. Pain.
Hunger pain. No, P-A-N-G. Look that up.
Pain.
Huh?
Don't bang.
You getting sleepy, or you got some of that damn.
That was my Asian. That was my Asian talking. That was racist. Young pain.
Now that was racist. That was racist.
And then the way that you get so serious.
That's what it just sounded like y'all both said.
Because I mean, everybody just shutting everybody the fuck down tonight. Like, Kamar done killed my whole shit, so now naturally I got to turn on you and shit. Like, what you laughing at? You don't even know what hunger pain is. Sonia said, laughing too hard, my head hurt. I'm trying to tell you, a lot of times you just have to find the humor in. This is what comedy is about. This is what black comics do so well. They point out shit in society. And you say, dog, that is crazy. Like, I never even thought about it like that. Ernest said, fuck Scott. He listens because he can't help it. He loves the way we mingle. He jealous.
He like it.
Scott came to be on 3041 Live, I want to say 8 years ago, right? He was live on the show when we were doing it live from the VIP in 3041 North, which I don't even do anymore. Like, I don't do nothing like that no more. But Scott came in because he was trolling. And I said, bring your ass down here, and I'm going to tell you something. What I learned was it's a useless pursuit because he's still the same asshole he was then. He's not going to stop. He's not going to stop. Mary Angel said, I refuse to go through certain neighborhoods with the hurtful behavior that's happening to each other. I mean, come on, man. Like, we know, listen, like this whole thing about this damn ambulance. If I'm driving, I got to put myself in this. If I'm driving an ambulance and we pull up in Ghost Town or we pull up in an area, I don't even say nobody neighborhood specific because I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. But we know the pit. We know where it's at here, right? If we pull up at a certain time of the night and I'm in that ambulance, I'm looking around, I'm driving slow, and Kamar riding with me, I'm saying, cuz, you see anything over there? He said, no, look over there. We're going to hit the alley, we'll drive around a few times. I'm saying, come on, I don't see nothing, man. Somebody trying to set us up to get robbed because that's shit that happens in the, man, we out of here. They might be trying to get you for syrup, codeine or whatever you got, and oxys, you got to be thinking, man.
Man,
so
you got to be careful, dog. Hey, look, I was coming up Townsend on like 22nd and Townsend or something, right? And like right at the stop sign, dog, they had some niggas. I'm telling you, had to be some niggas, man. They had two of them big orange barrels, what they use for construction, and some yellow tape tied to both of them in the middle of the street, right, to stop you. Like, you had to get out your car to move the shit out the way so you could keep going.
Somebody had blocked the street off.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You could tell some niggas did it. The yellow tape was tied up together and all kind of shit and a little fucked up knot. And you know what I mean? There ain't no way in hell I know this move. You pull on back and go around this shit.
Oh, man.
But you know what I mean? Like in these areas, like you say, you know, you got to be careful and you got to be on point, dog.
Yeah, man. I mean,
even the ambulance.
I'm critical of the police, but I sure in hell wouldn't want to be one. Listen, that job is not for me, right? I'm saying, you know, I'm critical. When they fuck up, I thought police need to, just shot him. Motherfucker be scared, man. I didn't know. Sometimes they're racist. A lot of times I believe white police are just scared. Like these motherfuckers, I ain't gonna kill me. But they're supposed to be trained. That's why you always hear me say, let's look at the training. And I think you have to put the accountability on them and stop putting it on taxpayers' backs when they fuck up. Because if he know that he gonna lose his house and his car and his pension, he'll be a little bit more hesitant to shoot and be more engaged in learning and getting into his training. Right. That's just my personal opinion. You're right, Parrish. You've always said that if we talk about the same thing, I said that the last time we had this discussion. Mary Angel, she said, say that. We need accountability for our own actions. Scott is laughing at Ernest. He's laughing at Ernest. Like, I don't. Scott is, if you respond to Scott, that's you. Take your medicine, right? I remember we had Liz Brown on this show and we had Scott on this show. And Kamar, I'm kind of mad at you now that I think about it, because I don't know why you didn't say to me, Kev, don't do this shit. Why are you doing this?
I didn't know what was coming. I didn't know Scott. Remember?
Oh, no, you know. Yeah, you did know him, because I told y'all before. I said he's a race baiter. He's gonna needle your ass and try to make you lose your composure. I told both of y'all before the show started.
You know, because we ain't no conversation we shy away from.
Right.
That's true. But goddamn, I couldn't even control the show. Liz went nuclear. I'm talking about.
Yes, she did.
I had to stop. I had to like really just cut the show off. Like, dude, I can't. And then she was just like, well, I'm sorry. She wasn't sorry about what she said. She just said, I know I shouldn't have reacted. But he played right into it. He called her a hood rat. It was just.
Yeah, he did.
He was scotting. He was scotting, right? Scott was scotting. She was, man, Liz. Shout out to Liz Brown, man. She was a warrior princess when she was on the show, man. She was, man. He's not the only person she ever just really blew up on. Like, people used to be like, I think some people used to be scared to call in when Liz was on this show. I'm trying to tell you. He said, where did she go? She has moved on. Yes, she's on 101.7. She is with Tori Lowe. Mary Angel said it's really dangerous in Milwaukee. Real talk, and that's very sad because we should be safe with our own kind. Everyone has their own people, and they're not shooting down their people, robbing their own people. Some of them are. It doesn't get the same kind of publicity. Oh, and this one too. This is an oldie but goodie too. He said Kamar snapped on Scott recently. Don't forget, Kamar, you damn sure did. Scott earned that one though. He earned that one. He earned that one because of his
talking about my boy, man.
He was out of order, and he didn't know anybody involved, and that's why you shouldn't be that kind of, you got to be careful, man. There's people who got family out here that, So yeah, he earned that one. Kamar, he really earned that one. I understood why you were snapping, but it was just like, I ain't seen that Kamar in like 20 years. Like that was old Kamar, right? That was bull. That was bull. He said Scott who? Earl Henning, he is a long-time troll, right? Scott Epicet. He's in the chat room right now. He's a long-time troll. He will come on here and say that. And I've seen Scott off of here saying some crazy, wild shit about black people. That's why I'll be like, why you listen, Scott? Why do you listen? Like, if you have this disdain for us, why do you listen? But this is what the black media has to deal with. This is what we have to deal with. And you know that they're going to do that. Hell, listen, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. This ain't to justify what he does, but I talk shit to white people. So I don't know. Maybe y'all don't. I do. I make fun of their platforms. And I know I got some partners who troll their posts. Facebook done got a lot more kind of tight on it now after COVID. But motherfuckers used to be real live trolls on Facebook, just bombing on people posts, like starting arguments. It'd be like, I look later on that night, it's like 200 more comments. Like, damn, that's crazy. Sonya Thor said he loves black people. She said, I do. I do too. I do too. And that's why I'm not bothered by an individual like himself. Right? Like there's no way he could convince me of anything otherwise. Then I am I'm a man. I'm who I am. I'm a proud man of color. He said no disdain. That is mostly funnier than shit. Disdain, not stain, disdain. Which one is it, Scott? You the genius. It's English. It's the white man's language. Why should I master that, right, Kamar?
Right. Fuck it.
Give a shit, right? Oh man, this shit has been hilarious, man. Mary Angel said we got to do better. We have to correct our internal problems. We got to demand more from those who supposedly represent us. We got to demand more from ourselves, first of all. We did a show about self-perception. How you really see yourself has a lot to do with how you move in life, right? I mean, I would ask how many people actually really in the hood that are poor and downtrodden respect themselves. You know, I don't, and when you don't respect yourself, this shit's over and over and over again, you're gonna find yourself in these situations, right? Because if you don't really value yourself and value how important it is for you to have a high quality of life, you're just gonna stray around. You'll never really find purpose. You'll never really find direction. And poverty can do that to you. You know, growing up in these conditions is real. I've dealt with these young people on a high level. And I know a lot of them are really, really messed up because of some of the places they come from. Not just the neighborhood, but some of the family situations that they come from. Like a lot of them deal with grown people problems very early, right? And it can kind of put you in a state of I don't even know what a state of shock, I guess, is what you, and it's hard to get out, man. And so, you know, Jesse says, I troll him, Kev, and talk major shit to white people in real life. You know what? I'd like to say that I'm going around looking for white people. Anybody who talks shit to me or I feel like is disrespectful to me, I'm gonna give it to them. You know, white or black. It's we say I'm equal opportunity ass kicker. I don't, you know, but most definitely I expect it more from a white person. I'm never surprised when a white dude is acting racist. Like if we out in the suburbs or at a store somewhere far, you know, me and my wife venturing out, got my family, and some white person act racist, especially in Wisconsin, I'm not like, oh, I can't believe this. It's fucking Wisconsin. 86% white, 7% people of color, and 90% of those people live in southeastern Wisconsin. Now you better understand those numbers. So you shouldn't expect anything, you know. You shouldn't. That's why it's so hard to do for self. I mean, that's why it's so important. I'm not hard. It's so important that we do for self. Sonia says white people hate to work with me because I don't mind them. I don't let them talk to me any old kind of way. I know better. Yeah. I mean, you know, and I can do it. I don't have to code switch. I that's one thing I really don't do is code switch. I am who I am, right? You just got to, when you got to know your room. He says Scott is not a troll. He's learning so he could flip it. Honky shit. Good luck. I don't know. What's he gonna do? Direct Eminem's next video? That was funny to me. Fuck what y'all talking about. Mary Angel said I have to work on myself daily to keep myself motivated from falling off because my family situations and just being without a support system for myself. And imagine how the young people feel. Imagine how the young people feel, man. Like they feel, a lot of them don't have any kind of trust of adults because they have no rapport. I mean, they don't have rapport with adults because they've had so many bad experiences. They just would rather not deal with you. People say they don't listen. A lot of them are super jaded. Some of these kids just bad as hell and didn't get their ass whooped enough. Let's just put that out there too. And that's the slavery treatment. The white man invented ass whoopings. Kumar, I'm trying to counter you still.
That too. I'm in agreement with you.
The things that some young people have to do is eat well. Yeah, that's hard. That's getting harder and harder in this country too, because all of the wrong shit is readily available. And we never really stopped to ask what was in this shit until lately, because we've been consuming this shit for years, right? We grew up, my generation, Gen Xers, we grew up on Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, all of the convenience. Our era is the era of the fast food giants becoming huge. Watch that on the History Channel, The Food That Built America, and watch how restaurants like Wendy's and McDonald's were suburban things. Wendy's was the first one to build a restaurant in the inner city. And then they said, oh shit, black people like fast food too, huh? And you see what we got now, right? And, you know, so yeah, we don't eat like we should. Mary Angel said, I need to move from this system here. It's raw, uncut racism. It can sting you, man. Kamar, it's stinging a lot of us, right? It's a lot of us are just, that's why I say you're stung into submission. A lot of us are just like, you know what, fuck it. Whatever. I mean, you know, because you talk to people, you say, damn, man, that was tragic. What happened? They say, well, that's just how the shit is in the hood. You say, look at all these boarded up houses and all this trash. And, hey, man, that's just what it is in the hood. And I'm like, no, do you understand? We shouldn't be so accepting of this. We shouldn't embrace this and make it a code of honor or a badge. Like, I'm from the roughest fuck, you know, we should be striving to make that shit better. But, you know, when you start saying stuff like that, your own people get mad at you. Coon ass nigga. Right.
Yeah, right. You know, they got their foot on our neck.
Yeah.
You know, we oppressed. We can't do no better.
Right. Yeah, Kev, what you gonna say when them white people fuck you over? If I can say anything, I'm gonna say call my lawyer. Unless they just take my voice totally, right? I'm gonna say call my lawyer. That ain't 100%. What is though? Somebody tell me what's 100% guaranteed that you're gonna be straight, no matter what your race is. You don't know. All you can do is live your life.
It don't matter what race. It don't matter what race you with.
That's right.
You say the wrong shit, you do the wrong shit, they coming for you. It don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, as far as that much, you know what I'm saying? They come for white people saying the wrong shit.
Sometimes. Poor white people get mistreated too, but I don't give a shit. But they get mistreated too. Like they get upper class white people shit on them too. You know, they have the ability to clean their whiteness up a little bit and still get into some circles we can't. But yeah, poor people in America, if you poor, you just fucked anyways. It don't matter what race you are. If you're poor, it's all bad for you, right? And that's why you see like Arabs and you see Jewish people, you see them make sure that they're not living in those conditions. And they are some of the only people who can really, you know, do it, because we don't own anything. So we can't really build systems that kind of lift us up, right? We always on the tit, right? Young people need help. You're right. They do. But where do you start at with them? You know, I've seen some of these kids, man. I had a moment about 2 weeks ago where my son is doing this 7-on-7 football thing, right? Because, you know, this is big now, the 7-on-7 leagues, when the tournaments. And so he's doing this, and we have to go all the way to Waukesha. And the only time they could get the place was 9 to 11 to practice. So I'm bringing him back at, 11:30, 12 o'clock. And we were both hungry. So I said, man, go to the gas station, grab us some snacks. And into the gas station walks probably about 5 little young dudes. And one of them is in the midst of the conversation and saying, man, I might have to shoot it out with them motherfuckers or something to that nature. So my antennas go up, right? Spidey senses get to tingling. And I'm looking at them and I can tell they high, drunk, whatever. So one of them actually sees and knows my son. And he's like, Kev, what up, what up, what up? And he's talking to him. And it's my birthday, bro. I'm drunk. I've been drinking lean. I'm off liquor, smoking loud. Like he's telling him, I'm just acting like I ain't paying attention. Man, he's saying, Kev, I done gave you my number plenty times. Why you ain't call me, bro? And I'm thinking in my head, like, Kev can't roll with you, man. Like, that's why he ain't called you. To make a long story short, I was so proud of my son, and I was proud of myself because I'm like, I got him past that to this point. He ain't one of them dudes. And not that them dudes were bad, but they need some help. Those young brothers need some help. They need some guidance. It was late at night. They out here stoley with no plates, all this kind of stuff. I just felt so good. Like, man, I'm glad he ain't even desiring to run with that crowd, Kamar. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I got to look around and say, where he at? He done snuck out and all that. Because some kids, they do that. And you be like, I don't know why this kid is doing this. I tried to do everything right. But so I was so happy. I hate to keep, get on my soapbox, but I was happy. And he just got his first offer for football as well. So second generation college football player coming to a theater near you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She said year 65. Is that how old you are? I don't know. They said they'll never ask a woman her age. Earl, you're right. Literally, they will kill you for pizza. Remember how we tried to talk about this with the pizza robbery, and they were saying, no, maybe he was selling dope. It's like, no. And then Courtney was like, no, you don't know. Them dudes might be lying what they told the police. Till the witnesses said, that's absolutely what they was trying to do. It's still a pizza. That's some savage shit. It doesn't just happen in the black community, though. Right? And I don't think white people should break their arms patting themselves on the back as many mass shootings as they do. A lot of times, and they kill themselves. So it ain't just us. He said that's true about the food that built America, and watch Super Size Me as well. Super Size Me is crazy. You're right, Sonya. Racism is all over the globe, not just Wisconsin. Or white Wisconsin, as Earl calls it. He said they treat them better than us regardless. In some cases, look, there's some trailer park trash out here getting done bad by other white people. I don't think we have to compare. I don't think we're keeping score. Mistreatment is mistreatment, right? Being disenfranchised is being disenfranchised. Scott said this gas station was in Waukesha. No, it wasn't. It wasn't, Scott. It was on Hampton. I should have made that point. I got a little long-winded. My bad. We got back to the city, and we were, nothing's really open. It's like 12:30, so we go in this gas station. That was my point. It was here in the hood. It was in the city. It was in the city. So yeah, and that disappointed me a little bit more. Like, damn, our community and the kids, our babies ain't safe. This is not a safe situation, right? Arab gas station getting money as usual. That's a different show. Sonia Thrower said, "Good for you." And Kamar made me think about something one time because we were talking about being a black father, and we agreed on the point that I don't deserve no special credit or treatment or none of that for that. I did what I was supposed to do. I tried to do what I was supposed to do. Right? I don't get no medal that say, "Oh, Kevin, what a great dad." No, you're supposed to be his dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
supposed to be there.
Yeah, but I was just happy because I was like, I'm glad he don't want that. That's not,
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm like, man, because he could give me hell, right? Like, he could wait till I go to sleep. And I've seen it all, man. I worked with juvenile probation for a long time. I've seen some of the nightmare scenarios that our youngsters get these young brothers, especially at the influence of other, man, come on, Kev, just come roll with us one time. What they gonna do? Kill you? Like, it only take you one time to try the shit and lose your life or whatever, or get caught up in.
Grab your pop's keys, you ain't gonna wake up.
Right. Man, your pop's probably buzzed anyway. Don't he smoke weed? Like, that nigga sleep. He just ate too. He could be on that, Kamar. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy because he didn't have no desire. He even seen it and said, man, Dad, I hope don't nothing happen to dude, because I know him, right? He went to his school. The dude that's how he knew him. He just kept saying it. I hope nothing don't happen to little bro, because I know him, Dad. I know him. I was just like, damn, am I supposed to be feeling some type of way at this point? Because I certainly was. Scott says, he's in the chat room. He says, Kevin, that's called awesome fucking parenting, or awesome effort at it. I can't say that this means, like my daughter, My daughter's going to graduate from the University of Minnesota in May. My son's going to graduate from Milwaukee Lutheran High School in May, right? So she's leaving, and now he's going to school. So it's a lot. Me just really sacrificing and paying a lot. I enjoyed spending time with my children, though. When they're young, that's the funnest time. Like I'm a big ass kid too, so yeah, we've always had a great time. He said, "Racist white supremacy is all across the globe. It surely is." Said, "No, they try to play the oppression Olympics with us, poor whites, and other oppressed groups. The oppression Olympics." Who's keeping score? That's what I'm saying. I'm not keeping. Kamar got me on this thing where it's like, why are you worried about that? You should be focused on this
right now.
Right. Why am I worried about, like, I'm.
And see, hey, look, and because I honestly, I really believe that if we all do that, if we all just focus on us right now, you know what I mean? One, our financial issues gonna correct, our health issues gonna correct. You know what I mean? We gonna start noticing fucked up parts about ourselves and figuring that shit out because we focusing on us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And seeing what I know is when your self-love grow, your love for community grow. You know what I mean? That's the love for your community grow. And then the love starts in the house and it grows outward. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to focus on us.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know how to love each other.
We'll not love ourselves.
That's what
we're going to love somebody else.
Exactly.
Earl Henning says being a great person for your kids is great. And said that's just the thing. I never portrayed myself to my kids as Mr. Do the right thing. As a matter of fact, I tell them all the time how I was an idiot. Like I risked life and limb for absolutely no reason other than being or having misunderstandings about situations. And that's usually what happened to young men, especially in the hood. I tell my son, don't be like me. Because you might not be as blessed to find your path and get out of these certain things like me. Like I was able to navigate away because I was able to get on the right path. I wouldn't want him to take that chance. I don't portray myself as good at all to them. I tell them, hey man, shit, don't be like me. Even with the school thing, I tell my son, don't be like me. Had I just sat my ass down and went to class, there's no telling where I would have ended up. I had to go the long way around. That's why my ass ended up in North Dakota, which worked out for me, ironically. It was a great thing. It took me away from the hood, got me on the right track. So Kamar always talk about going to prison, got him correct. Going to North Dakota got me correct, Kamar. It wasn't prison.
Hey, it's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. She said, if I can talk to a young man and tell him to do right, because I'm going through some things with my son. She said, if I can talk to a young man and tell him to do right, because I'm going, yeah, unfortunately, I hope it works out with your son. I'm always cool with talking to young brothers if they want to receive it. I'm not wrestling with you. Like when I worked in social services with young people, it was like wrestling matches a lot of times because I was trying to get them to do right. I was trying to get them to see outside of their tunnel vision, and it was just too much. Like now, so if a young man come to me and say, Mr. Barnes, whatever, can you help me with this and that? I'm like, yeah, man. What you trying to do? Like, I'm always open to that. But if you wanted them, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't hear with your old ass. I'm like, all right. All right. Okay, I'm up. You right. Let me move around. You'll learn sooner or later. Jesse said them poor whites just got cut off from the family fortune, so they aren't doing as bad as us. Even with those felonies, they are still getting better off because they white. They can clean up and get a job, housing, etc. Not all of them. There's homeless white people. There's homeless white people with homeless white families in shelters. They can't get a break. I've worked with some poor white people from the South Side, and my house makes theirs look like a fucking crack house. That's how bad they shit was. And I'm like, woo, them some po ass white people. Like, they better figure out how to use their whiteness because this shit is horrible. Once again, I'm not discounting where we're at. I'm not discounting that they have white privilege in a lot of cases. But there are some very poor ass white people who are struggling. They got some generational shit going on too in some places. Go to Mississippi. Go to Tennessee. The misnomer is that all white people are wealthy or can get wealthy at the snap of a finger. That's just not true. That's how you end up with an Aryan Brotherhood in the penitentiary, right? Because white dudes go to jail too, just not as same rate as us. We disproportionately convicted. We know that. Serena, how you doing? She said, "Hey, I'm late." How you doing, sister? Welcome to the show. We almost about to close it down. Let me see. Jesse says, "I agree. We need to focus on us." She said, "Great night, gents." Marcel, how you doing, my brother? I gotta give it up for Marcel. He said all three of you have a wonderful night. So he's signing off. I guess we're gonna sign off as well. It was live from the basement. Once again, we try to stay focused, man. All you can really do. He said homeless white people are a waste of whiteness. I've heard that before. That's funny. We try to stay focused, Kamar. That's all we try to do. You know what I mean? I'm not tap dancing. I'm not tippy toeing. I want people to start thinking outside the box, man. Like, people need to challenge themselves. Like, if you in a situation, stop blaming everything on somebody else, right? I know there may be some systematic things involved, but you got to look at what your role was. And if you've played into it, then what you going through is your fault. I talked to a brother who works at my job. He's done some time for theft. And so we just had this conversation about consequences and repercussions. And he was saying, we start talking about people stealing catalytic converters. And he said, "I hate a motherfucker that steal. I feel like a motherfucker that steals should die immediately. I can't stand a motherfucker that steals." And I said, "Ain't that what you was locked up for?" And he said, "Yeah. And that's why my black ass was in prison, because I was stealing shit." So that's how I know how bad it is, because I used to do it. Dang. I said, "Damn, that's crazy." Dang. All right, man. Scott, I'll see you later. Sonia Thrower says she loved listening to us. We appreciate the support. We appreciate it, my sister. Y'all share the show. It's Monday, Kamar. We still got the meat of the week to go. Pause. Right. I mean the time in between now and Friday. What you got going on? Anything in particular besides House of Vitality?
Yeah, Thursday is a Black History Month event down at the Hyatt Place on Jefferson downtown.
Okay.
I'll be with the Chamber of Commerce. We got an event down there from 2 to 8.
Okay. I don't even want to talk about anything I got going, honestly, to tell you the truth. I'm sitting on it. I don't want to talk about anything I have going. I'm just sitting on it. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm either way it go. Hold on. Right. So I'm going to either make you stronger or weaker. And I'm not in the business of getting weaker. So we'll see. We'll see what's popping. But
word.
Right. Big things coming. I just want to remind everybody to be safe, man. When you drive, and keep your head on a swivel. Don't be quick to go into certain areas late at night all alone. I mean, I think it sounds racist, but sometimes we got to watch out for the harm that can be executed upon us by us. But also, never hesitate to hold those who hold positions in public office accountable. They do play a role. They do need to get correct in the way they serve the people. And in Milwaukee is just stupid. But once again, we have to do something about that, like putting people who look out for our best interests in those positions as well. It's a whole lot to do, man. So before anybody steps up and says that they so righteous and they know each and everything about doing what they need to do, they lying. But with all that said, the truth is the truth. And that is, behind every great crime, every great fortune is a great crime. Behind every great fortune, there's a great crime. And behind every great crime is an old white dude. I'll see y'all Wednesday, man. Peace and love.
Peace.